Fambulem, on a welcome to another edition of the Tell It to Racheal talk show program. I want to welcome on all. If you're not just the joining, please share the video. And I want to make Fambulem know say this program is being broadcasted live on Star TV in a salon. Welcome, welcome. And today we want to look at, the so many human rights abuse them in other country, and also we also they talk about the LJ issue within with the police, and so many things that will unfold. And today I guess with me Rashid Dumbuya, we go can tell we Uda Ibi who can explain introduce himself to fumble them. But please, if you just joining, share the video because we get so many important things for discuss at this platform today. And me, with the host the program, of course, me and Racheal Bangura-Davies. Welcome, welcome everybody. Rashid Dumbuya, please, I want you introduce yourself to Fambulem. Tem no day, tem we don't pass ahead of time. So just introduce yourself to Fambulem, then we'll go right to the discussion.
All right. Fambulem in a kushe, in a cabo, good morning, good evening, good night, any side you're doing at the world. If you're applicable to you, then that's it. I'm a lawyer, Rashid Dumbuya. I'm a human rights lawyer and a former human rights commissioner for the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone. And me, the executive director for Legal Link. Legal Link now one civil society organization where we established for defend the rights of vulnerable groups in Sierra Leone. And I'm happy for there today, for joining this program. Tell it to Racheal. And I'm glad the way Auntie Racheal invite me for be a part of this this great program where they trend all over the world. Indeed, a good way they bring the voices of CSOs them and human rights people them as well, where they serve in the nation of Sierra Leone. And the Mina Amposi, we don't they try for defend the rights of vulnerable groups and stand for justice at the land. So I'm glad if we are there today for talk on some key issues on human rights in Sierra Leone. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rashid. And so we will go straight to the program. Fambulem, I want to make una understand, say, for the past week now, there's been, this case of LJ. We don't really attract Sierra Leoneans around the world. And not just LJ, but there are a lot of human rights abuses them way and police brutality way don't they go on for a while as alone. But this LJ issue just spark up the discussion on so many human rights abuse and police brutality. Rashid, make a take on from the beginning. I remember, I can recall, was it last week Sunday, where LJ had this issue with another gas station, and it ended up for each Benghazi and the Kotia, and from that moment they've been denied access to a lawyer and to when are the human rights people and the Human Rights Commission, I understand. From that point there to now, can we just give an overview of how you were the advocate for human rights of Sierra Leoneans, for the common people in Asando, how you see this case in the human rights aspect of LJ in case, and also the one where LJ get the confrontation at the gas station?
Yes, so LJ in case now, one case where may spark a lot of use and cries, especially where we land say the police they may cut in here, whilst in the zest for denying rights, because I believe, say, as a human lawyer, I owe an obligation for defending the rights of everyone in Sierra Leone. So law gets unclear. The human rights of just the well-behaved. Anybody when a human being for enjoy human rights. So the point where we can say and where we can say me wrong. Now Sierra Leone don't sign up to so many international treaties them way demand them for respect and protect human rights of all. For example, we are a signatory to the Luanda guidelines on pretrial detention. So when police hold somebody as suspects, the guidelines they talk on so many things they way for do and not do to that person there. And one of such now that enough for torture them or you put into inhumane or degrading treatment. So waiting them do to LAJ at the time when they arrest them, we consider them as torture and inhumane and degrading treatment because they don't get right for cutting here or keep them even in a Benghazi. Benghazi not the place for keep suspects. The place for keep suspects either at the police station or the CID. So the name itself, Benghazi, is very scary. And so they try to put people out together for level na court for let them strike down Benghazi because Benghazi we know na a wild place in Libya. Very dangerous place. And I don't know why we for name, we OSD headquarter as Benghazi. Very scary. We don't really say a lot of things that happen there, including this alleged case of torture. So we can't say. Yeah, so we don't hear about Benghazi all this while. That one day, nothing we self me don't hear but we not get evidence as yet of the torture. But LJ in your case now don't can give you the evidence say yes, something that happened there where amount of violation of fundamental human rights. So now this is not clear evidence. You not get together again in it. So we now know say that place they torture they happened there. I make one use in case for give an example of why Benghazi for be closed down. So we don't call on the Independent Police Complaint Board for investigate Benghazi. And then we don't call also on the Human Rights Commission for go there and check and see the thing they did and waiting they do there and the allegation we don't make on torture for the law then come out with findings and see whether in fact it happened there or not. So we wait for them people in there right now for how the investigation from there we now will move forward for going to the court and for try for strike down that place because we think say this LAJ in case don't open with eyes for say so many human rights violations they happen at Benghazi and if for stop. So LAJ in case in one way may very, very sound. So we know they look into waiting it do or waiting not do at the gas station. So the police get right for arrest anybody when they believe say they commit a breach of the peace or public order offenses. But when they arrest you, all they need for do now for investigate and charge in a court. That's what they do. The courts that will determine whether for give bail or not give bail. But they don't make it right for Olam and detain them at Benghazi, deprive them from in lawyer, deprive them from in family, and then go back and cut in here. These are the things the police do wrong, and we don't condemn them in no uncertain terms, and we don't even ask that the IG be fired, because
okay, so
yes.
There's so many things that we want for make it unfold because I want to make family understand the one that we go with the police, IG and other police officers and say to get right for yeah. I want to make we take from the time when the and the first statement where the police made when the whole side get us then they don't put in where the first statement then say let's take a listen then I want to make a comment on that.
Commissioner of Police quickly law bringing the
hold on.
Yes.
Commissioner of Police.
So that's a very good point you raise, because the first
Salon Bar Association, listening to the police spokesman this morning, he don't try for justify the police action where una they condemn according to the SOP with the for this particular holding center, and according to in say there as the police don't overstep the limits we campaign human rights actions we didn't take for LAJ. With all then justification there, so we the police don't make with what una put on a press release, you think say it add up?
Obviously no.
Okay.
The man a policeman a lawyer, so we all get we mandate and we all know what's in our job and what we do. Looking at the Constitution, Section 20, one way he with the right we say no person shall be subject to any form of torture or any punishment or other treatment which is inhuman or degrading. Yeah. And then you go below that. The section where they below that, when I said 22, they say anything where they inconsistent with this provision, whether I belong there in existence before, by the provision of this section 1, that provision they already do illegal. Yeah. So then Lord I with ACP Kamara point out to 1960, 1964. Now all law then. So like how can say people are moving, we're progressive, yeah. These laws were there, and then in 1991 we say we're a progressive nation and we want things for go on this way. We make laws, we make the Constitution. When I in the one way anything where they inconsistent to the Constitution nor get any effect, you say will be void and of no effect. In CSF quota 171. The one where they talk about Police Act 188, the Constitution 188, it just establish, like how the Constitution they establish every other agency, establish Office of President, establish judiciary, it just give efficacy to the establishment. But then the Constitution clearly states and say back anything where they at variance with this Constitution and the provision inside the null and void. And with regards this torture in particular, if you look at Section 22, it clearly states that anything where we done there before, if it contravenes 21, is of no effect.
So why would they get a twist from the Salon police in terms of letting people understand?
All right, Rashid, I just want to make from the listen first of all to the press release where the Salon and the 1991 where they get the other senior police officer where they counter the Bar Association say. In this regard, waiting you as human rights lawyer, waiting on a position, human rights lawyer, waiting on a position as compared to waiting the IGB say in statements on a BBC where it talks say they get rights for court LAJ in here, then the Police Act and so on and so forth, and even one for use in here in deadlock for killing safe, as compared to waiting the Salon Bar Association say waiting on a position. Now for unmute, please. Unmute. Now for unmute. I need to hear you.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. We on position very clear. We don't always maintain say what the police then do on that day amounts to violation of the right of LAJ and in rights to fair trial. Because when you arrest somebody, the Constitution says under Section 17 that you give them access to a lawyer of your choice. And of course, you for also presume I'm innocent, Section 23. And then of course, you know for put that to inhumane, torture or degrading treatment. Section 20, subsection 1 of the 19th Constitution says so. And so all of them three provisions, all the police breach them. Now they say they get an SOP. SOP not necessarily bad, but if they inconsistent, if consistent with the Constitution. If it's inconsistent or if he not they in tandem with the Constitution, then the SOP they not and void to the extent of its inconsistency. That's what the Constitution says. So then they try for defendants, but we all know say the police not a case now. Now the right thing has been done. They don't charge on a court, and now the trial go on. But that is what should have obtained long before, rather than keeping a man there and put onto all these kind of treatment. Now the man, they kind of na court now. It looks so pale. It's not really good. So the lawyer them for LG are trusted them would explore options them afterwards. But we know what tell you what for do, but then get a lot of options. The Constitution make it very clear, say if somebody illegally detain somebody and then if violating rights in the process, you get right for get money from him, compensation from him. And so we don't know what the option where the lawyer go pursue. But they watch this case. Hello?
Yeah, you think say what do you think are some of the options then were available at this point in time where they don't violate LJ in rights in human rights?
Yes, so for example, they can sue the IG, all right, for damages and compensation, all right, over the illegal detention and the violation them or will take place in the process. For example, the cutting here, we understand say also you go through some degrading treatment, so they can take action against them on that day. But then over and above all, they can even complain Sierra Leone. So the international convention, against torture, it gets a complaints body. We go listen to complaint and I they go deal with Sierra Leone seriously. So also, of course, option they for let them complain to the IPCB and see how they go investigate and bring to book all the officers that were involved in that treatment day of farm. And of course they can also report to the human. We go also make a finding on violation of LG human rights. So there are many options that we go explore both within and outside Sierra Leone. All right. But let me one thing very.
As human rights,
Sorry.
What's in your own position?
Yes.
As human rights activists, and you get a whole institution organization where they advocate for the human rights of Iranians. What's in our position at this point, and how far intend to take this situation?
Yes, so we don't do our best in terms of crying out loud for make them release them and make an accord. So we may do the Papa self now. So many programs they will do, and God help we the case they not court now, because people in the feel say they don't kill them, and some they feel say they don't harm them, they don't do some kind of thing we make it. So all man we they afraid, but we gonna TV we Allah make all the noise. And we thank God today in the first trial now, which is a good step. But then we the monitor the trial right now for say the trial is free and fair. So you don't care about 2 or 3 times now, they don't get bail. Now once see what thing will happen after 4 or 5 times appearance, let us see if they get bail. If they not get bail, we will still go back and advocate, because the offense when they charge for an bailable offense.
Exactly,
or an offense where forgive.
Like Rashid, exactly what I want to ask you. This 450,000 leons where actually accuse say LJ, was robbery and assault and stuff like that. Is it not a bailable offense? Is it an offense that they can bail him when he gonna court if don't bail him according to it's a civil matter, and according to the Constitution, is it a bailable offense?
Yes, it is a bailable offense. It is. In fact, every offense salon self is bailable, even murder. But then a judge they give a bail. But this one is bailable, yes. Robbery by violence, I think so, and some other public offenses, then bailable. But again, not forget say the law of Sierra Leone say they make discretion for grant or not grant bail. So we lost there also bad, then give discretion so much on to the judge or to the magistrate for grant on grant bail. But I think so the lawyer then they do them best and they will continue to apply for bail for them, especially for which you don't go to now. I understand say look well self that way they, they can't cut, you look pale and look really strong.
From what you
look strong that way they.
Okay, from what you don't see and what you sometimes you and in Papa don't get a discussion and what you said don't see when you see LJ in court. Does he look well? I mean, even if we're cutting here, it look well. This short term with a arm and put on a Benghazi, it look like somebody will need serious medical attention now, or it look okay.
I think he's a little bit annoyed. He had to see he put a smiling face. I don't see I want him, but I want to go back and court the next week for later finally also for see back. But you know, seem for day in a smiling mood, seem for day in a very happy mood. Because he say depressed, not really happy. That way, and it's telling on him. So I think that possibly me like in the red, and in the red now me like something where they help in trademark. I think so that they put on strongly. But this issue don't go now in the world. I understand say the IG take an interview, so I say, well, them get evidence say LJ want kill himself and made them cut in the head. Well, the question when we ask the IG that how possible using the guy for killing himself? For time on side and all anything in this. So it not me really make much sense at all. It not me convincing.
I you see that interview there from IG Suvula where it talk where it talks one of the reasons why he shaved LJ in dreadlocks because it is suicidal. You want for use for killing himself. How you want for react to that? Because Serena really reacts to that particular interview as a disgrace and it gets a really negative feedback from Serena, even also from international people like even Africa. But how you see, and before I play a video of 2-3 comments from out of Sierra Leone, what's in your interpretation? How you see the report from the IG?
Yeah, so me think say it convincing at all. The interview not be convincing. I will tell you why. Because anybody where you read interview self go raise doubt small as to why LJ want for really killing himself. LJ where they do a lot of work in Sierra Leone in the music industry. Why you want for killing himself? And then secondly, how it get? How? Because you have to put it get in some place high above. You tie your neck, then you for jack and kill yourself. But how? In general long that way they for go right up now one place and tie and candle. So there was no much really sense in waiting the say in terms of convince people as to why they cutting. The artist just man get a reason. But the world, I'm sure the judge by what he say, and people don't see the reality say no. And this is the thing that we don't like about our nation. When we don't go wrong, let us not keep on justifying it. I mean, there was no reason for do all of that. I mean, just accept it. The police went too far, and we are sorry about it. And then we go learn with lesson going forward and not do the NTI again. You see, because now the precedent way they not lay so and dangerous, and that's where I want to bring out strongly on this interview. The precedent they don't lay and bad right now, because now people ever get in government change, they might arrest them back and carry them in Benghazi and get their heads off. Somebody will talk the other day say the dreadlocks of one minister will be the next one. So I don't want to call a minister a name there. But we delay a bad precedent. Any government will come tomorrow is okay. That minister will invite them to Benghazi as they go to them and say, well, the SOP day. So the same SOP way then they talk about now, so now go use back and keep all my head at Benghazi. So these are kind of things we don't want to see happen. That's why we are crying loud to say, let's don't start having SOPs that promotes abuse and violation of fundamental human rights, because it will come back and haunt us. Tomorrow, government might change. The IG might be called for questioning at Benghazi. And then by the time you know, IG is coming up with a bald head, you know, in a funny way, all the way expect. So these are the kind of things we decide will say, I mean, let we know they justify them, you know? Yeah.
All right. At this point, the IG don't take 2 interviews on BBC. You know, because of time, we're not able to play all of them. They don't take 2 interviews on BBC, and where it will justify as to why they shave. So at this point, do you think the IG should decide, or if we get a serious government concerned about the human rights of people, then do you think that the president will fire the IG with all of what will happen, so and they don't want to go and take responsibility of these happenings?
It's a nice question, but you see, the president now get the prerogative. The president can hire and fire. Where the president go fire the IG, something we don't know. But I think there's a lot of things with this IG don't do where, in my view, warrant some action taken, you know, at this stage, because we don't also hear of issues around the IG on Dominion University, you know, PhD degree. We don't know what's the fate of the underrated today. Nobody not tell we where the IG get them or not get them, or use them or not use them, you know, and there's been a quiet, and then now we hear all of this as well, they happen. So, but then we don't know what to do now, because the president we have prompted the leader to pass on. But this is something that is quite embarrassing to our nation, and it's embarrassing to also our government across the world. So we hope that the IG will change, because we want to see an IG where really they serve the nation and serve the nation with every fairness, and not involved in politics or seek the interest of one party as against the other.
So in your opinion, I just ask you, you think say the president, you don't even say the IG don't do a lot of things. Are they echo you phone on speaker?
Hello?
Yeah, you phone it on speaker.
You phone it on speaker?
Yes, I ask. Yes, because I echo. So and I am saying here.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hearing you. I am saying here, okay. You self don't talk, say the IG don't do so many things, not just this one. Don't do so many things for warrant the president to make a firearm, and because like you say, like India the prerogative for hire and fire. In your opinion, you think say the president at this point, there's so many things where the IG don't do. You think say, in your opinion, President Bio for fire the IG? In your opinion, President Bio for fire the IG?
Oh. Hello, you get me?
Yeah, I get you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, I get you.
You get me? Okay. Yes. Well, what they say, I will not for tell the president for do a work. Wait for do. We go say we don't bring out the issues on the IG. We don't show clearly say the whole LJ and babbing aid beyond in consent, like a violation of fundamental human rights, now torture. Now, what act we go against the Constitution and all the rights we get as a suspect under the Constitution. We don't also raise a lot of issue around the PhD where the IG acquire, where don't turn out for be illegal. So we hope the government, the president, will do the right thing. and make a decision we go serve the interest of the nation. We don't have to tell the president what for do, because he ought to know that when an IG is conflicted in on all these things, then they must go. But then the bigger picture where perhaps me want for zero in now that we have to try for reform the Police Act, because again, now one thing for make you change the IG, but if the law then still not be reformed, it will come back and still come leak and serve the president and the party in power, at the detriment of the people of Sierra Leone. So to me, and many other countries right now in Africa, they reform on how they appoint even the IG. Now a whole independent body and they appoint them. It apply and then he go through interview, shortlisting, and then get to the best, and three, then send to the president. Now he can choose any one of them, then Parliament endorse. So then I find way for let we get to IG, because when it come by application and the president not choose them, but then people speak for them, say then go through, they approve them, you will get more strength for fight the president and deny him, even on issues then where he direct them for doing not correct. But also get the institution outside the president appoint and fire the IG. They will make the office very weak and vulnerable to the president's manipulations. So we have to move forward for reform the laws, even as we desire for a change of IG. Because if you can change the man because of the person back way still loyal again to the president and of course the ruling government, then he will still do the same thing. So Lord change the laws. Lord change the laws. The laws at this country give the president so much powers for appoint almost everybody. And so that alone not a good thing at all for institutional independence and impartiality.
All right. Before I ask you, I want to ask you another question regarding the IG. But before I ask you, I want for me to take a listen, because you don't mention a couple of things then when the IG don't do. If we have a president concerned, we'll look into the IG matter or fire. Don't talk about the union the fake and so many other things then. So make me listen to some of the things the way the IG they put out there. Then I will come back for ask you the question. Let's take a listen to this video, please.
Such security order. Yeah, we're probably suspecting the behavior, the temperament as election is going, is rising like the sun is rising. Temperament of people want to manifest rudeness, and rudeness is unacceptable. Yeah.
An Okada rider carrying his with child and one other pillow overtake vehicles and cross the forest. The approaching vehicle was coming. They bang them. The rider and the pillow died. Second-hand things or new things that people must have stolen from people. And we don't qualify them to be legal by even allowing them to have executive, because people stolen people property, people that waited buy them, they sell them back to people then we don't say this now people there. And the canister, the police, they smell like you when they come. You have no smeller. You smile it. I smelled it.
All right, okay. I see you before we go further, please, with this discussion, I want to know if you put me on speaker, because Are they hearing me voice the echo?
If I put you on loudspeaker?
Yes.
But I know. Start for checking now because I don't know. I see Mike here, cam, setting, chat, leave.
Okay, well, if you don't put it on, that's fine. That's fine. I just say yeah, I don't know how. It might be a technical issue, but let me go at least the program, and I'm just get for patience. So you talk about the year dominion here certificate, and we see how in IG they misbehave with the English, misbehave with issues, and misbehave with the law.
The only thing you sound dull, and I get too loud.
Hold on.
You sound dull.
You dey hear me now? You dey hear me? You dey hear me?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So with all of this, what don't see, like you don't say, it's a reflection of you don't talk about the PhD fake degree where the IG gets, and so many things that when the IG they do, they misbehave with the law and all of that. In your opinion, you think say the IG is loyal to the president, or he is independent on his own and institution?
Yes. The of course, no doubt, the IG really they show express loyalty to the government and of course the president. And well, you gonna understand, I say the constitution and the laws they will get on the police frameworks, then give the president the power for appointing and for dismissal as well. And that alone don't make the office so vulnerable to the extent that you will see why the IG they become so zealous for champion the issues of the government and all of that. But then me able to understand the English and with the OIG they talk, so I don't know if the IG is so exuberant and so full of rage. Well, I never understand nothing with me IG they talk. people center people, I don't understand. But I can understand say me IG me really ready for showing self on the streets and determine or go after anyone that they cause problem. So I don't know they make more for tell me what TV more tell me. But in any case, we know say we IG get full of energy. You get energy a lot. I don't see outside they dance in streets as well. They dance, they show say yes, energetic man. But that's not enough. So even as we celebrate all land day, if I don't do everything in line with due process and the law, Sierra Leone are a democratic state. I always say this to people and where they come across with, and even state actors. We are not an authoritarian government. We are not an autocratic state. We are a democratic nation. And we're saying a democratic nation, it means you get certain tenets the way for uphold, way for always honor, way for always respect. One are for respect fundamental human rights. The second one now for ensure say the rule of law prevail. The third one now for ensure say you get regular, free, fair, and credible elections. The fourth one now for ensure say you get independent institutions where they hold the government to account. So there are tenets them way for always be respected, and these are things we are not seeing today.
Okay, yeah. So let me just say this, because a lot of Sierra Leoneans are concerned as to why now we see human rights people and they're coming out and all of that where this LAJ in case come up, when there were so many human rights abuses them within this 4 years of this government, with the McKinney killing, with the Pademba Road killing, with the Lonsar, and so many. Why didn't they not be put pressure on the government or on the security apparatus for make them look into them thing there? So why not now una want for raise alarm where the human rights abuses are done plenty, and nobody has been taken accountable for. Nobody not able for on take accountability of those killings till today. And even the situation of Camarema, where they don't grant him bail for the past 9 months, and he's still in jail. So where people are asking, where are these human rights institutions, these human rights people, the CBOs, all of these people, the civil society? Where were you when all of these things they happen? Then una no raise alarm up till now, when to the point that when it don't go to the extent that we are struggling with the decision of the police right now.
Yes, so I think we did on record Legal Link as one of the organizations that we don't raise alarm throughout. We get reports and we show this. When all man set much, we know about set much. We don't pull report on all the killings we happen Makeni, Tombo, Lonsa. I think we get even Panemba Road, we get a total of over 60 something deaths. It on record. We don't pull a report on this. We don't call for investigations, and as I speak to you now, the Human Rights Commission, they can do an inquiry on all of them killing that will happen. And we don't represent a lot of people. Journalists, we don't free them. Blacker, you hear about Blacker in case. I'm going to do the case, and I don't free Blacker. And so not to elege no more an issue. We don't do a lot of work in our country today in terms of, standing up against tyranny, exposing the government in terms of abuse on and violation of fundamental human rights. The only thing where I would say a lot of people don't be quiet, and I think say we few way they stand up, and I make we stand up again on this LJ matter. So me not to LJ fan, me not to and listen to music self, but I say I only for elect LJ for make her defending rights. As a human rights lawyer, I'm a duty when I see the government they do things where they violate rights for gap and speak up. So we partnered in the lawyer then, but Papa, we're gonna AYV, we get a very tough interview the other day. And the department made very, 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 angry, and he exposed and he said things them in that program where we self-support and stand with. And he tell the government, say, if you're not seeing Peking by Monday, what thing will be in the country. And we thank God wait and listen, and by Monday, then be a kind of court. And at least they all to see. So that's the thing. And we not go able for go grip government and tire and say do what we say for do.
No,
but
what I'm saying
is,
these cases then killing there, so from Panemba Road, from McKinney, from Tombo, and so many other killings them, and human rights abuses them, and police brutality don't take place for longest time. Because this is the governments of the day now we deal with, because if they are government, they will take responsibility. So with all of them things here, it's like everything don't go like way we can say no more on both face. Because if una don't try within and una see say these issues, these human rights abuses keep increasing, this police brutality keep rising, una not get any, una not able to pull any international strings for draw their attention to waiting they happen. Will this continue like that, even though we're not the talk, and we still see the right and the height of human rights abuse of the country? Una not go take them with external force for draw their attention to the issue of Sierra Leone human rights abuses?
Yes, so a complaint don't go, of course, to the international system on the killing in the. I can confirm that to you. Say the UN Human Rights Council are aware of waiting happen, and I think say steps they're taking right now in the country for investigate them all and make an inquiry. The Human Rights Commission they can do an inquiry on all of them killing in the. It will happen by next month, and get a report where then go send back to the UN system, and of course to go for the president and make recommendations. But I agree with you, say we not do much it in terms of maybe inviting the ICC. So when you package all them killing in the, when you package them killing in the all together, especially what happened at Panemba Road, I think in one way we need to go deep down for know how much people and die. Waiting cause that they would kill and waiting make them kill people in that kind of way, because we don't even know the number. By the number where the prison and give we at 31. But there are complaints and there are rumors say more than that. So I think much more will be done in opening up that investigation in the area of Panamba Road, and let us know what thing really happened there on the 29th of April 2020. Let us know exactly what thing happened na that Panamba Road day. Of course, the issue of McKinney, we know we don't pull reports on Nande, we don't pull report on Tombo, we don't pull report on Lonsa and even Cambia. And I speak to you now. We also work with the Human Rights Commission for hold this inquiry. All right, and we let's see where the inquiry will lead. It's a very nice project where OC will sponsor for make them look at police brutality and well, law enforcement, violations on law enforcement and even against and for law enforcement. So the complaint don't come already to the Human Rights Commission. I think say by next month, then go start the inquiry and let's see where that takes us as a nation. But again, the reports will come out this year. In September, the president will face the UN General Assembly, and President here will come up strongly as a downside regarding the killings them way don't take place across the nation, and even then small thing that would happen now on violation of human rights. So in not tell well, even working at the UPR last year or so, we not commodifying and give you a lot of downsides and then give you plenty recommendations for can put in place. So these are the kind of things where we do bad now we country. When we go to the UN system, they're not glad for we at all. The UPR, there were so many recommendations we Salon for can put in place. Yes, we do some good one or two good things them on the death penalty we expunge the issue of the libel law, then commend and even the gender act where I mean the gender empowerment bill that for can pass. But then nearly on many other things them would do we're still wrong, and even then killing they will take place. So these are kind of things where perhaps we will watch out. Now the UN also don't they call for states then for consider say peace, very key to development and economic growth and stability. Now the World Peace Index reports don't come out. Say I don't do bad this year. We drop 4 places, all right, and even in Africa we drop as well. So regionally, internationally, we drop, and that is not good for Sierra Leone. It shows say things are not going well in the nation. As I speak to you, there are a lot of tensions that are happening right now. Fuel crisis, people are still fighting over fuel. The price, we don't know what will be the price between now and next week, but the black market sales is just killing people, and people are not really happy. Again, next week again, we're also about the redenomination of the currency. We don't even know something for take away as well. We can't get too money, where they go parallel each other. One don't talk say well, then go all and new and the old one is happy. Which then go I want to go play out, for the nation and the economy. We don't even know. So there's a bill where they want to pass in the parliament on the election for introduce so many things that were so new into the election. There is still a fight going on in parliament. So the things are just plenty that are happening. And it's not really a in case don't come back people, and so people are really disgruntled. I will let you know about that. People are really not happy. The things are happening together. It's choking Sierra Leoneans, and it may appear people don't talk now, but trust me, if that continue, people might go berserk, and this is something we must call our nation to watch. The war will happen 10 years, not happen, one day. But people had grievances swollen upon their minds. Say it can bust, and we see how it happened. It was very nasty. We won one of the most nasty war that will ever happen in the world history. Kotma and Plitum and Bele, all kinds of things. These are all the grievances so people don't get over the hearts for over how many years on the misrule and the bad governance so many they happen. So we pray that then not happen down the line. But we have to watch and do the right things so we save our country from going down that lane in the not too distant future.
All right. Of course, we already say before we wrap up, we already say the media person or sayo something where na the police media, na be the police media, or na be the PR or for the police.
Yes.
He serve them in Sakam based on the reports where he make or that statement where he make on AYV say the police not get right for do waiting and do LJ. So in fact, even they're not the law for do one, and they're not supposed for do one. And as far as LJ are not shaved. Then later we get another story again way different from what he say. And as a result of that, we don't see say they don't demote them. So what it is they tell you they play within the police or the politics where they play into this LJ.
Yes, so I mean we are not surprised. We know the police force can be vindictive in a way because that is a clear sign say politics they play and they need to allow people who do their work without interference. The gentleman said the right thing that no police officer not for do that kind of thing to suspect. That is the right thing he said, and history go judge and right someday. Yes, let's go through what they go through now, but we were at the ordinary people of Sierra Leone, we were at the human rights people, and we know, and I will say it openly that history will reward him someday. Someday he will go as far as you want for going at the police force for this kind of injustice we can do and so. All right, but what this is shown that indeed there is a lot to be desired by the police in Sierra Leone, because if this man say the right thing, then the next day he is being demoted and sent to one regional place. It speaks volumes. Waiting at the crime we commit for like get this kind of demotion, just because he said the truth that no police officer should do that to a suspect. That was his crime for saying the truth, and it's a shame, and it's a disgrace and a travesty for making it here happen to this kind of person where stand up and speak out against an injustice by a force usai in a part of. That is good statesmanship. It should say in the kind of officer then way for the look for and for the commend. So we as CSOs, we commend him and we have taken a record down, and we will definitely recommend going forward that this man be given double promotion for what he do, in all of what happen over the LJ matter. And it's a shame that the IG and the management of the police do this to him. It shows that indeed they not really they respect fundamental human rights. This man don't deserve this at all. He spoke out, and the interview was clear that no police officer should do that to a suspect. And that is the truth. And me think say history will judge him one day as right, and he will come back and tell we thank you, because down the line he will be promoted and even get a better appointment than he has today.
So as it is now, when different information they come up from the police, what's in the trust, the relationship right now that the country between the police and the civilian, the police and the people, and what's in the relationship?
Yes, so the trust, there's a big deficit of trust. There is a big deficit, trust deficit, big one too. And the EU report.
For the one that we don't go understand that English.
Yes, so the issue of trust is a big problem with the police and the civilians and the population. And the EU report even make it very clear, said the public trust they don't lost by the police, and people and still they see the police as regime police where they serve the regime. And this is not new for even this government. Even the past government also, we saw the police also serving the regime. So they say we don't want a regime police. We want a police where they serve the people of Sierra Leone. Community policing. We're not going to take all kind of orders from above and go do things where they harm the people of Sierra Leone. So it gets worse by the day, and we as civil society organizations and as human rights people, we concern, because a police exists for protect lives and property, for respect rule of law and human rights, and for serve the people in a democratic way. That's what a police should do. But unfortunately, they see the police, they try for serve just the regime and also their own very self. And that is unfortunate. And there's a big trust issue between the police and the people of Sierra Leone. And that day, if they not try for work on that one day, trust me, there will be problems down the line. The police for be seen to be a friend of the people of Sierra Leone. They call it democratic policing. Policeman for able to come and serve you and you feel good. Not for let you see them and you hate them. People in the past now when they see policeman, they don't get one respect for them anymore. So these are the kind of things that happen at the country at the moment. And we pray say it will change by the change of their behavior and then continue to do the right thing so that the people of Sierra Leone will be proud of them, going forward.
All right. So with all of this human rights, the extent of this human rights abuse and this police brutality, we don't so prominent, we don't so reach a height where they cause, the relationship, like you say, very tense between the police and the people in a salon. How you think, say, who is hold accountable of some of this thing? Who do you think is emboldened the police for encourage these so many human rights or the height of the human rights violation in a salon? Who is responsible?
Okay. That is a big question you ask me so. Well, first I will say, of course, in anything where they happen in any state, the government need to take responsibility. The government need for promote and protect human rights. And the government in Wakanda. The government need for respect human rights. The government need for fulfill human rights. So the government has a very key role in terms of ensuring that the rights of people are respected. So if that doesn't happen in the country, then the government ought to be blamed, firstly. But secondly, I want to shift from the government now and look at the judiciary. The judiciary is very key in all of this because they are the last resort. They are the last resort. They are the last place where they go to get justice. All right? If we now get a judiciary who say people and go and then get justice at the end, then it's failing. It's failing. I make the people in the vex when they go to the judiciary. We know they see much at all. Can remember in case you mentioned of them, we don't fight for until they don't get bail. Why didn't they get the bail? I got the one game no. It's currently languishing in jail. The case not still done it. They don't close the case. So the judiciary will be blamed as well. Next are parliament. Parliament will be blamed also. Parliament and they make the law. The lawmaking body will be very straight. When government miss them, they don't for approve appointments and so easily. They for check them very well. They for scrutinize the bills that can parliament for them pass them. So parliament also will be blamed in all of this. But lastly, I think we also will be blamed. CS was then we don't political too much. We know they do the work way for do. We know they talk the truth. When they give you small thing now envelope, we twist the truth. And we know they serve the people of Sierra Leone. Right now, we believe that few voices in the country people entrust now. Everybody is political, and it's wrong. If we call the government to book when they do wrong, if we call the opposition to book when they do wrong, and sometimes if the government gets a right for praise them, but we for be seen for be very objective. Today, the CSOs then weak at the country. The government do a lot of things then we enable hold them to account because we're not united. We hate each other. We backstab each other. We know they work in a cooperative way. So that's why we do so this. So because we know they work as CSOs them for push an agenda where they hold the country account. For example, now in South Africa, many of the things that happen in South Africa where they cause a change. CSOs in the gap, then they speak out. Then they go to court, take action against the government. Like election issue also, what happens so now, if we don't file the part in a court for close Benghazi, we don't even wait for the court for begin, or say this thing they do and so it's wrong, and make all the noise in a court for me then pass judgment against the people and we do our own thing and day. But where are we? Are we doing that? No. We are just shouting, but we're not doing the right things because we are not united. There are many people now who think everything they do and so is correct. Because to them, LJ was singing songs where they go against the government. These are the things we're talking about. Hypocrisy too much, in CSO work, So in short, we all get blame, Mama. We all get blame.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely. And moving forward, as Wusef, they pay attention to the case, and we appreciate some of our young voices in the salon, because we young voices and also they're not good for short to be down within this part of the world. But I really appreciate Una in the midst of all this tight things that when they do to Una, this I mean some of Una able for raise Una voice and speak up. I really appreciate when you can at this program. And the program will continue because we get Uma the also back. We can talk on LJ in issue, and not just LJ in issue, but the plenty human rights abuse that we don't happen at Salon, and also the police brutality we don't get to an alarming rate. Thank you so much, Brother Rashid. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and continue for speak the truth, and continue for stand up for the people of Seredo. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Racheal Bangura. I'm grateful. Thank you. God bless.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, family. Thank you, family, for hanging on to the program. Will they continue? Una just stay tight and una continue for share the video. This is not the reality, not the true picture of the height of police brutality in our country. And there's so many human rights abuse them, and plenty where they go on right now and as alone. And as Lawyer Rashid will say, the relationship with the people them and the police is very tense at this point. And one video of many where anytime I watch them and I feel so broken is that one where then the Pekin sit down, the ladies sit down, the OSD they use in magazine, they whap them now in aid. Before we get to those discussion again, these are the heights of one. This is just one of so many police brutality where they go on our country right now. And this don't they go on, it don't get to some point where it don't create a spark because of one popular artist where they call LG, where the police trampled seriously per in rights. But like I say, a lot of these don't they go on. You know, a lot of this don't they go on. So we can't discuss some of them things here today and make we throw lights. And una way they watch, we need una self una comments them and a discussion at the comment section. And I got a pick for take una questions there or una concerns them as we go on with the program. Make una go talk about time. Make we go talk about time. So Zainab and Fatima, I want for welcome on board this program, Tell It to Racheal Talk Show. Una welcome.
Thank you, Racheal. Thank you for.
Thank you, Racheal.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Fatima, I want you to introduce yourself because now the first time you saw the kind of program, of course, Zainab, the Noah, now this program. So now the first time you saw the kind of program, I want you to introduce yourself to Fambulen quickly.
All right. Thank you very much, Racheal. I truly appreciate your invitation. I can't say, I'm not going to say I'm glad for there because the reason why they are, you know, it's heartbreaking. You know, the reason why they bring we now for can talk, but I appreciate say you invite me for can join una. I don't watch una, I don't listen to una, and I truly appreciate for they on the panel with una or two. I don't listen to una, and I appreciate what una they do, the voice una they give to the voiceless, you know, especially woman them.
So you to family, what's
for me, I'm not here as a specialist in any area. I can here as a Sierra Leonean. We're concerned, and a Sierra Leonean where I consider myself an activist, and I've been doing this for a long time. So I edit a couple of blogs. One I'm a master alone. The other one no one discuss it, but you know, so
okay, all right. Okay, no problem.
Me an activist, and everything where they happen as alone, I they follow. You know, although I don't they. So as an activist, what in they make we activists? Sometimes they now waiting you don't go through. So as a girl, we come from the background where I come from to who side are they now? I know what in girls then they go through. I know what in women then they go through. And when they see what in they happen where they block them continuously for make them they not go even get that chance they where the world don't give them now, because the world, me on generation, you know, we were in a different world. So this world there, they give girls and women more chances. But if the state where then they, the country where then they, you know, this kind of way where government they treat human beings, then generally, you know, say anything will happen in a country, it affect women then double, triple. So anything where man then they go through, it affect women then double, triple. So now that make waiting they happen to LAJ, if we're concerned with all. Seriously. So I am here there as an activist and a citizen where it concerned about what they go on as
all right, so let's just kick off with the program since you start with LAJ issue, because it don't get this kind of awareness, it don't raise this kind of awareness, because people and they say a lot of killings, a lot of human rights abuses that don't take place within this 4 years, you know, of this government, of the SLPP government in governance. A lot of human rights abuses, including the Pademba Road, including the Makeni, including the Lone Star, and so many other things, them, including Satala. I mean, it's a lot. So, but people are saying, why now LJ, everybody just puts attention to why now people are want to raise their voice. Why people are not don't raise their voice during the time that they where people they die innocently, and the government's not able to take accountability of some of them killings here till today. The Pademba Road killing till today, the Makeni killing, and so many. So I want to start with you, Fatima, since now you don't start with me on the program. Why LHA an issue at this time?
Thank you, Racheal. You know, everything starts with somebody. Okay, a lot of like that video where you show of that young lady, and we don't even know if that girl is still alive, because that kind of beating they would then give, she must have ended with, you know, some kind of brain injury, you know, something where it go kill him. And the one again at Pademba Road. So government where they infringe on people's rights, then they do a normal so one flurry. Then they go inch by inch for see what thing and they get away with. Okay. Waiting be happen at Pademba Road was very, very obvious. The one make and say in a prison riot, those prisoners were asleep when they go set fire on them. How can it be a riot when the people then wait in at the prisoners were not even awake? So they don't get away with that, or seemingly they don't get away with that. So LAJ, I believe, say waiting make now will they bring this up. I mean, or a lot of people they know about this. First of all, in a celebrity, right? In a me self, I'm not be familiar with LAJ in music. Me na old school. So rap is not really something that I listen to. But ever since this happened to Ram, I've become a fan of his, you know, and it catch people their attention because na somebody when a celebrity. Not only that, the basis on which way they arrest them and everything the police press what in them call and say
the media person
press release. Okay, then put a press release after so many days after they don't arrest them. Then that press release not say anything about the basis on which they arrest them, because the civil and political right of every citizen say that police not for government not for infringe on your right or your freedom. So they don't take this man in freedom from him for how many days. They're not able to tell we anything but for say na SOP. SOP will not get nothing for do with the prisoners. That SOP was there for let the commissioner able for manage employees them, the police force. It had nothing to do with the prisoner where they. Yes, I mean if the prisoner they and it get for do with the governance and management of the police force, it will affect the prisoners. But there's nothing there for say where you get the prisoner, you for craping head, you for do this, and people they're not for CM, in parents they're not for CM, in lawyer not for CM. This one they remind we of the Nazi concentration camp. The first thing what they do to the Jews them, now they head, then they creep their head. Then they creep their head right away. And from then on, You don't become the property of the state, and the state will do anything to you. Now, the same thing, then why are they practice na Sierra Leone right now? And if we ask the question, say, now who is to blame? Mada Bio is an autocratic leader. Mada Bio, not a democratic leader. Autocratic leader, not micromanager. They manage everything at the state. Mada Bio, this is directly from Mada Bio's orders. I am here to say that Mada Bio, not responsible for this. He is to blame, because Mada Bio no go tell me, say, what thing they go on in country. Right now, somebody incarcerated with no basis, he don't know about them. They on in globe trotting, they fly around as he want with the people their money, then the people then they suffer, he not get any idea what thing they go on. Now lie. This now on Madabio in orders, and he probably don't tell them, so let them hold on there until he come back. So that's what's going on. That's the first thing. Madabio is to blame. And the other thing also, which I think that when it comes to how we tolerance level day, because the government they test, they don't do Padembaro, they don't do Tumbo, they don't do this, they don't do that. The people they not react, then they test with tolerance. So we get for sure, we the people have to show that we cannot tolerate this anymore. And we afraid, Sierra Leoneans, then they're afraid for go back to those years where them, of the war. So we no one go to war, but at the same time, we cannot tolerate this anymore. We have to speak up. So why LAJ? This is the tipping point now.
Okay.
We don't reach a point now where we are starting to show our intolerance of this interference into our civil and political rights in Sierra Leone.
All right, that's a very good point where you lay down in terms of there's so many human rights abuse, and you already don't take the president for be accountable of, especially this one way happened to LJ. But we're going to discuss that further. Zainab, one thing that you take from the police reports where them arrest LJ and where they creeping here, and where the first person we go talk na the media of the police media, where they in charge of media na AYV, we go talk say the police no get no right for do that. In fact, when they ask a question, say the police no get no right for do that in any circumstances. There's no law where they even give the police that kind power. They especially where the person they not be even charge it. If you just didn't know what they just hold them. So what's in your reaction to that?
I think it was Nami.
Zainab, no, Zainab.
Zainab, okay.
Fambulo na good evening, but until na know me now, me na Zainab, me na Dure na ya, na so then think the people and see am. So yes, Racheal, go into your questions the way you ask. That question is straightforward. Waiting that first police spokesman go na meet na TV and explain to the salon people lawyer Rashid Bido explain another fact. Because where you go in as a police officer, you they get training. So that man was well trained, and in no say as a police officer, they arrest person, not even carry the person gonna court yet, let alone charge them or found them guilty of any crime. You say you they deal with them already. So that's the man, that police officer, she says straight off as the man don't give that report now, they don't dismiss him. Demote him. Yes, send them na some corner place. Let go sit down there first. Let they learn a lesson. It's like na school na every day where picking don't misbehave. Put on a corner. Let go learn a lesson. So now they don't put another corner there for let that policeman let go learn a lesson. Next day go control him more before they talk. So that's just the show say the waiting the man be say he correct. And waiting then they try for do now the wrong thing, and a lie then they try for lie, because from where this thing don't be, we don't see the inconsistency of the police. So that Monday, that first spokesman, they don't come, he don't give that reports. Now then pull a report saying that because of SOP, they cut the man in hair. Now IG come say, well, now because of SOP and because the man want kill himself. So which is which? What do we for believe? What do we for take with the people of Sierra Leone? So it's so many stories then where then the police them. So the inconsistency in the story where then they try for build around LJ, every human being, you know, for like LJ for no say what they are doing wrong and a lied and they lied just for create a case for put on per LJ, pull param whatever it gets in talent, dehumanize them, they make immoral go, they make it lack self-esteem so that when they left now, you not go able to sing again because we all know say this is not about that feeling station and waiting happen there. Now because of the songs, then when this man they sing against the government, now the problem where it gets with this government, and then push the police param for let the police then come, then humiliate them, then do all kinds of things to them so that it stop forcing, then shut them down. All these people and they try for do now for shut down people them. Now for shut down, this is their tactics. Distraction, you will not able to distract now for shut you down. So when they know say most of we they out here, they're not able to distract we, not shut us down. The one that way they home, Christmas, then they lock them up. The people that when they talk, then they lock them up. Just so that now they don't create so much panic that the people then they scared. The people and then a salon, then they live in fear. We are Mr. Rashid, lawyer Rashid, where he tell we Sierra Leoneans are literally scared for their lives. They are so terrorized. The people and the government don't terrorize the people and so much that the people and afraid for speak up. The people and the abuse is just too much. They go on a daily basis. So this is what's happening in Sierra Leone. And then they use the police for perpetrate all these things there for terrorize the people.
All right, thank you. Fatima, make I go to you. We be hearing the interview, the first interview where the IG do, where it talk about for say LJ wide and creeping here. It tell Uma Ufufana say LJ one for commit suicide with a dreadlocks and other so many other things them and also for hygiene purpose. And we don't know say not to the first thing and the LJ don't go another place. What are you when you be listening to that interview, how you been feel, when the IG makes such a statement on BBC?
Well, it's good that when we don't arrive at this point, Dr. Lahai don't reveal say IG not to educated man. He is not educated, he is not trained because in credentials na fake. How he gets into the police force, now God want know. This man knows nothing about waiting in duties and responsibilities as a police commissioner. He don't know that one day. So even when they don't put out this press release, they not put no basis on why they arrest, LJ. So for let this guy come talk about, can't talk na AYV, they went quickly and started fishing around, then go fish around for laws them. Begin the can give in 1965, 1865, whatever. We're not getting nothing for do with waiting they're supposed for do for respect the rights of the prisoner. Or even the basis how then go arrest them. They not arrest them on warrant. Somebody called and say, oh, somebody don't beat we, don't thief we money. So then at the judge and jury, they don't already convict them as far as everything that they say. How a police commissioner go sit down and talk about how this person here don't commit this crime here, they don't arrest them for them. Now allegations. These are allegations. And kill person, you get police get the right for come and intervene, but that not to for can arrest them like that and for refuse and bail. So they're all day in bed together, the police, the judiciary. I tell you, the lawyers, they are not even able to do their work. Lawyers are not able to do their work. The judges, they're all day under orders from above. These orders from above, nine they trump everything else. Nine they trump the constitution of, the country, the law of the land. It they trump everything else. So it they blinding them all. Nobody, this guy we can't talk said these police have no right to do this. He is probably the only one where they another police force they were knowledgeable about waiting policeman for do. He is the only knowledgeable person. So what thing they don't do now, they don't silence him. They don't go put in a corner and say not to that kind, not to that. We not want to that. No, we don't. We want for deal with dummies there. Where we order them this way now, so then they go. We order them this way now, so then they go. So it's
yeah. I'm a fresh.
Okay.
Now that's
so
you want
yes,
to others for say if you talk like that, that's what I will do to you.
Yes.
So this Nazi Germany now they deal with. So Sierra Leoneans they not for play with this. This man is dangerous. Madabio is dangerous. Are they talking seriously? Madabio is dangerous. If they test we, how far it go with we, and if we allow him, now we get for suffer. Now we get for suffer. So Sierra Leoneans then for sure the intolerance of what they do so, and now the point we don't reach.
All right, because why I play this video, make I just play this other one because people then they say, oh, if they're all LJ, it too pass mark, it too this, now one grain an artist. But let us look at the kind of songs then, because like you say, me not a fan of LJ, I don't listen to his music. Now this few time when this whole thing spark up, now I try to go dig into some of the music then. And listen to the words then I come to realize like, okay, this man has a voice in Sierra Leone. He gets a lot of support. Young people, then they support him and they follow him. They are glued to him. So it get a kind vibes in the country where go able for create any change. In songs like able for create any change. So when I listen to him, then I'm able for put two and two together. Like now I get it. But let family make us listen to so one part this again, and then we can continue as to why in case so different way now for 450,000 leons, 450,000 leons when an available offense in the laws of the Constitution make it go through all what they go through. So again, then it tells me something. And I think saying that Sierra Leoneans them way really gravitates to this issue, so they think as well. But make a canto of Fatima quickly. You think say the issue of LJ going in fact prison back and forth, case back and forth, and aside of that, but this particular one where they go to the extent for make them abuse them so much, for trample on in human rights so much. Is as a result of some of their songs there where they sing, and you think say it has a political undertone?
Yes, thank you. Racheal, it's not only the words of the song, but like I said earlier, me na old school, okay? Give me Bob Marley anytime, Kanda Bongo Man, I go. I know they listen to rap, okay? Would they listen to them to LJ? The Sierra Leone population is made up of almost 40% youth. Now then they listen to LJ. So that's not the intimidation, not the political undertone, and politicians them historically, then they exploit the youth of Sierra Leone. Okay, then King Khan, they know they do anything for empower them. How they meet them, then they left them worse. So then they see, say, this mania, this young mania, it appeal to that segment of the population. So Madabio they see and say, as a dangerous person, we go take away that power they where it gets over the youth. Okay, because if Madabio say and LJ say, most likely then go take what LJ say. So this is the problem. He's a threat. It see him as a threat, and it see and say they appeal more to the youth than in the Madabio they appeal to the youth, because it should not take 4 years for let the youth of Sierra Leone know say Madabio not come for them, it not come for can't do anything good for them. Okay, when a government come, where it get for do good for the youth, right away when I go see the institutions, then where you go begin they put in place for the youth. What in matter be you don't put in place for the youth. And believe me, the day where woman them and the youth go decide for say, then they're not go stand for any politician. That politician they not get no chance in Sierra Leone, because women and the youth now then they make politicians and they win. So right now, Mada Bio they see LAJ as a threat to a large segment of the population where in the exploit or even for exploit. So that's what LAJ represents. He's a threat politically, and I understand say in brother, I don't know if not in younger or older brother, we don't start a political party, which I know say if that party they take root na Sierra Leone, where we all can say, oh, no other party no go ever get a win na Sierra Leone past APC and SLPP. I think a party that has youth movement as their basis, that party day, it go get a huge chance for succeed in Sierra Leone. And at that the youth them for look. Una form una young party. Una form one party where una go able for do away with these two parties, as far as I'm concerned. And any party where it come within 1 year, 2 years, if you not put institutions in place where una they see say it help una for empower una not vote for a let not get second term. Because not only the youth and the women are then go able for empower the politician for let win Sierra Leone.
All right, people in the a lot of people and not raise their voice for make Suvula go step down. A lot of people and not raise their voice make Suvula go step down, make her repeat it again. And people and they talk say, if I resign, Zainab, you think say if we have a very serious government looking at all of these human rights abuses and the CBOs, some of the CBOs, like what Lawyer Rashid say, are pointing fingers at on police brutality, especially on the IG, you think say if we had a serious government will respect the rights of people, respect human rights, regardless of who, respect the rule of law, regardless of who, you think says Suvula should have been fired? And also, do you think that Suvula in action is being emboldened by the words of the president or the words of the first lady?
Big fat yes, I think so. Now the president, the whole government, now they don't empower this IG for let do the thing the way they do to the people of Sierra Leone. Period. There is no, not even hide, not what you way hide. This man they go around. It was on Friday. Was it on Friday on Thursday where some activists, civil society, we call itself Sayo, Osayo, and waiting at this other guy named them. They na AY na Radio Democracy. They talk about this same issue. This man, no, they na AYV. This Osayo man get a bold mind for say this not the best IG Salondo ever gets. He say because the other activists they call for this man in resignation. So this man should have been long gone. He not even fit for even then at that position where he did, because he was LUC. You know go there down there. You know go there down there, then pull you there from. I sure say there is a hierarchy in the police. You get a process where you they follow before ever you claim nicely until you get to that position, because that's the highest position in the country. So you cannot just come from LUC, you go to IG. So maybe you take this man purposely from that position, he put her right up yonder, he empower him for let he abuse the people of Sierra Leone. Period. Now for let you just do this job where they do so. Now I make we they see this man not get respect for Salone people. He not get respect for the constitution. He not get respect for the laws of Sierra Leone. He not get respect for nothing. He wearing uniform. He go attend SLPP function. Everybody blatantly make the whole country say in a IG, in a SLPP. Their institutions then they therefore depoliticize them. Waiting do because of the conflict of interest. So the position bearer of that office, nobody, not for even know whose party it is support. because everybody gets a right. Sorry. Everybody gets a right for belong somewhere. So, but that particular institution, whosoever they lead them, nobody know for know whose party he belong to. Nobody know for know. But this man, he make himself, the whole people of Sierra Leone say, sorry, Adi.
All right, okay. Make her let you catch your breath down, and make her just play this, and then Fatima and Sef will respond. Where will they talk about the incompetency of the IG, and also the way it don't polarize the police force and embolden with the things same way they do. Take a listen.
It's just like laughing, talking, but what may have prompted the leader to pass on such security order?
Yeah, well, probably he's suspecting the behavior, the temperament, as election is going, is rising, like the sound is rising, temperament of people want to manifest rudeness, and rudeness is unacceptable here.
An Okada rider carrying a school going child and one other pillion overtake vehicles and cross before the vehicles. The approaching vehicle was coming. A banger, the rider and the pillion, they died. Second-hand things or new things that people must have stolen from people, and we don't qualify them to be legal by even allowing them to have executive, because people stolen people property, people that when they buy them, they sell them back to people then we don't say this now people them.
And the candidates that the police, they smell are equally like you when they don't fire. You say no smeller. Eh? You smile it, and I smelled it. Okay.
All right. Okay, you smelt it, I smelt it, and people them and another people them. But I mean, it was so shameful.
Where to watch that? It's like, okay, Racheal,
Fatima, wait small. Make we analyze this thing, because this is why it is so important to go through the rank and files when these appointments are being made. And like lawyer Rashid also they recommend say there should be a reform in some of these police laws, then the laws then make them go through the procedure. I mean, people not from no side and belong. Everybody belong, but I mean they should be independent. But like I said, this IG don't create a lot of buzz on social media, and even don't go beyond Sierra Leone. And just I want to take a listen how other people them view with IG, especially inside this LAJ situation. Take a listen, then Fatima, you get ready for me.
Our brother, what they call LAJ, they say the guy a musician, they try. A lot of things they happen. My inbox don't full. Couple I say you put me for Minister of Information for your country. I no one read this news before because you know concern me. You understand? No one put, but what can see your IGP? That one way go buy a degree with $500. Speak English up and down, Tombu up and down. BBC the interviewer and why you scrape this LAJ head? He said, "Won't use the dread to commit suicide." As I talk, so it not shock you. He said, "Won't use the holiday commit suicide." So I mean, Africa. Oh God, I'm saying only Nigeria that get problem. So everyone listen up when the guy they talk.
The hip-hop artist was arrested on the 12th of June on allegations of robbery. He was taken to Benghazi, a detention facility at the headquarters of the police paramilitary wing. His family and the country's Human Rights Commission have all been denied access to him amid allegations that he had been tortured and his cascading dreadlocks shaved off. The Inspector General of Police, Ambrose Savula, says his officers have done no wrong.
He is held in police custody as a result of crime he allegedly committed, that is robbery. He went to a filling station to purchase gas. He said they have delayed him. They pumped the gas and he snatched the bag from the pump attendant, gave him merciless beating, jumped into his vehicle and drove off.
He is alleged to have been tortured. His hair shaved off.
Yes, his hair was cut off. That's part of our SOP.
The standard operating procedure.
Sure, that's it. Because one, for the hygiene of the place. He thought he was being arrested unjustly, so he was using his hair to strangle himself.
Was he?
Ah, yes, he was. He had wanted to get himself killed.
That was not contained in the police press release issued over the weekend.
Ah, yeah, the press release was saying this, the SOP and some other reasons. This is the truth, nothing but the truth.
Oh, when IGP come, whether you did drink Roscoe, you get one of your video and even know what they talk. You talk go here, you talk go here. Whether you see get small meta issue, no wonder you the barb hair.
Because people stealing people property, people that when they buy them, then they sell them back to people then we don't say this now people them. So because they don't get money, whether they want challenge na government.
You understand that? So all the rest people with they barb their hair, we on arrest, they still get dread. You don't understand that? I know you understand. Your own country again, they'll treat you like animal. If the person una say a thief or want to do one, what to do court, what to do this one, una seize the person, una get personal issue with the guy, or if they use the dread, you understand what I mean? If somebody talk, una go arrest, una just won't behave like king. You understand? I put the president of.
All right. So this now the reaction of one. This is courtesy of Para. This is the reaction of one of Nigerian popular online YouTube and Facebook host where they call a mock news program. This is not just the one view of waiting. They think about the whole BBC interview and the misbehave where the IG they misbehave. Fatima, I want to make you come inside this whole situation.
Well, Racheal, first of all, the people's right, okay, the people then freedom, the right to freedom, right to dignity, right to justice. That why are all now then a civil political rights. Civil political rights, not a government they give you. You're born with it, you are born with it, it's innate, okay? And nobody know for touch them. So now, Racheal, you they run this program here. You see and fit say you need for bring people them on board where we can talk about waiting the topic where interest to you, right? Now the same way the president, it don't become president, okay? Instead of it look for who that then qualified for let it give them position where go can protect the people's rights, it go take somebody like this. I mean, this is a direct reflection on who the leader of Sierra Leone is. Okay, because when the president not gonna know everything, the president for hire people them where every time they open their mouth, it sounds like saying that the president don't open his mouth. But we self they see how the president self way open his mouth, waiting they come out. So why are we surprised? And
so you think say the action of the police or of the IG, you think saying that the words of the president or the words of the first lady, where the first lady talk about mob justice and go barbecue them for, do you think say they're being emboldened by these two people?
Yes, there's no question. Every Sierra Leonean knows this. Every Sierra Leonean knows this. Where they talk to people then, the grassroots, they know this. Okay, because when the president talk, when the co-president talk, the first lady, the co-president. So when he talk, like we get one saying, I think say now one insurance company then say one ad been there when such and such talk, people listen. When Mother Bio talk, people listen. Okay, so in your message to the people, now intimidation, and in wife self don't say anybody, because the same constitution where it give the power to the president, now the same constitution puts the police in place, but the police, because they are uneducated, then self not educated on the law we put them in place, then they allow the president for dictate to them, orders from above. It's not in the constitution, but because now in the order them, so when they hear what they say, it propagates or waiting that it promotes. Now that then this they try for satisfy them, for satisfy the first lady. So they are doing all of this, even if not a direct order. Now, because of waiting them believe, say go please the president,
embolden them for
please
doing
the president, okay? Where this autocratic president here, everything has to please him in order for anything to happen. It has pleased the president to appoint and fire. It has pleased the president to appoint people who don't get nothing for, they don't know nothing about who say don't appoint them. And there are many of them, ministers all the way down. As he can, what he do? If fire everybody, who say would I not support him? So there's no institutional history or continuation in these institutions. If they bring somebody can we know nothing about this institution, then when it come again, the power say you go do whatever, I'm behind you, and the judiciary, then they for me what they tell the nine, then they do. So it literally they left with the people nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. But believe me, there is some place to turn, and we don't want to let the people them the anger reach a point who say it go explode. Okay, this is the danger of waiting and they do so. You never know, would I get for snap at somewhere, some point? Would I get for snap? Okay, snap and do something where it will bring disaster in that country there. Now the danger that Mother Bio they put Sierra Leone in right now. So we the people need to continue to speak, and not for say the one the way they're at the country right now, they cannot speak without going to jail. Okay. So we in the diaspora, now we need for continue for speak. Now we need for continue for raise with voices. Now we need for continue for speak on behalf of the people in Sierra Leone.
All right, you like when you talk about the danger and the danger of all waiting to happen. So like I make reference again to my early interview with lawyer Rashid, where he talks the situation now the country now is so tense. Everybody's stressed from money where they can't change, from petrol, from LAJ issue. The issue that we cannot keep track of the issues them no more. Is one thing after the other, pushing it and shoving it in the throat of Sierra Leoneans then. So as it is now, the country, it is. And this, now some of we don't fear, because what some of the things them we may talk about on the TRC report, now the injustice, and the people them right when they trample upon. The poor man not get say in the country. The poor man not getting right. All of them Tiana spark the rebel war.
Yep.
And then the TRC report. And then the thing they're not going to begin spark up. So the tribal and regional lines. The way the country is so polarized. And it's no hidden secret anymore. So these are some of the things that will spark up the rebel war. And that is why some of us, and a lot of people, when they raise their voice, when they think, say, oh, this now APC, this now this. This is our concern. This is our concern. That them things here don't begin for repeat again. And you don't get to some point wherein one issue and an eligible issue don't spark up and don't create this awareness, because there was so many human rights abuses that we don't go on, like when we talk about the Pademba Road issue. Till today, some women go, some mommy go visit them beginning at Pademba Road. Sometimes they don't die.
They don't kill them
during this issue, during this Pademba Road killing.
Yeah.
Because within the government they say how many people will die, and waiting some people they know say how many people will die, they're different. So sometimes you when a Kombra, you feel say you beginning a prison, you don't know say you don't die. And this mechanic killing, a lot of young guys then go. Now Kombra wahala that one day. So a lot of them things say don't they happen, and people don't they suck them up like you say, Fatima. It don't get to some height when people and say, you know what, team, enough is enough. And this is why we are all concerned. Zainab, what thing that you take with this height of police brutality and human rights abuse na Salone? What thing that you take on it, and how it affect Salone people and day by day?
You know, the police them, if they're not stop, because I think I'll not even say if they're not stop, because there is no, it not look like say they're ready for back off on the thing the way they do. They're not ready for back off at all. And the thing what would afraid for we were they out here, because and the mere fact say that TRC report where you they talk about say Salone people and we fail for implement the recommendations in that TRC report in the first place. Now they get we into so much trouble because we see that as a nation, people then become disgruntled because of the authoritarian way where they be think saying so the then president Dr. Siaka Stevens be they rule the country be right one party state come out you take get to other person just mass everybody down. People don't be like that, so they become so disgruntled that then go on a bush, then fight, then do terrible things in other country. So for God's sakes, if that thing they don't done, then pull a report, then give recommendations. Now the thing this way make institutions then, and we see say this part of the world, the countries then they move on, then they're not 100% proper with the way where they function, but we can say they are like 70 or maybe at times even 80% proper in the way where they function. Because the reason is, if something happen way bad, then they go sit down back, then sit down, then look at what happen, then create recommendations, and then recommendations then they be followed. Then they make sure say them try for follow, even if not all of them, but at least 50% to 60% of their recommendations, then they try them, follow them now for a reason, so that then go know the things the way them be do way wrong and try their best for keep away from them till the day. But what we do way wrong na Salone, since they make this TRC report, what we government then do Tijan Kaba when I come right after, I think then just take these documents now and then keep them. Now then keep them. They not implement the thing that way they then take certain people them where then think say they want continue for abuse, because we see the people that way they take them lock up na Rwanda. Now people them then just take a group of people them where we not even know what the people that they do for contributing this whole in that whole war where Salone fed, then get at them and go lock them up, then left the rest of them where we know about say now then are the causers them, now then are the leaders them, now then cause this war, now then cause this trouble, then left them without nothing. Then people they are there into the systems there again, then they into the governance system again, then they cause so much trouble for we. Now look at the states where we don't fend we safe. Whenever the police get for do with the people them for handle them na Salone, you go just see merciless abuse of human rights. They don't care you guilty or you're not guilty, as long as the police put in hand by you now for just abuse you. But not the sad thing about this thing, what would they talk about? Not only the police, this thing they don't go on now with system so much that even people them now, we the people themselves, we don't become so unsympathetic to other people, because we see that young lady with that man, that officer, then they beat him, so many officers, then they beat him, they use magazine and aid. At the end of that video, that girl, they cry, say, I don't miscarry, because if he gets, I think say he be pregnant, if they cry, say, oh, me belly don't well, I be get belly. The people them waiting up around, the remarks the way they make all them focus on, now the thief business where they don't say this lady thief, they say thief phone for a mere phone. Then beat and tear the people that were surround, then all they concur and support the abuse where the girl they go through just because in a thief person. Nobody know the way go stand up say, okay, this person he do something wrong. Now, una don't arrest them, una can go, let them go give them some discipline, some training, go do something rehabilitation in the prison. We're gonna make it come out, it can be a good citizen where we are seeing people in then they start off in crimes. But because the system they work, then they go put them in prison, then go to rehabilitation, then come back, then they become good proper citizens them na the society where they go do something better. But for salon, nothing they work. Systems are not working, nothing. The people they all them don't become so I don't even understand what the people and they go to. There is no sympathy, there is no human right, they're just abuse at the order of the day. And if the police they're not stop, we see what happen in South Africa. We see what happen in different parts of the world where people in South Africa are picking them. Because when they picking them, don't become so disgruntled. They don't get no leadership. They don't take their leader when Nelson Mandela, they don't lock them up. Then picking them come out and say, una kill me. And una go kill me, but we go put a stop to this. Sometimes that part with the head in a salon, if we will not be careful.
All right. Yes. Zainab, when you begin to talk about people, the people I feel say one ton Suvula because if you don't the people anyway, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. You know, say that is Suvula in your dictionary, and IG in your dictionary, IG in your dictionary, you get people them. You get temperaments, you know, anyone get that dictionary. So Adria, anybody who use people, if I take excuse from the IG because I ain't get people there. Okay, Fatima, I'll go to you. You know, with all what's in the app is so now the country from one thing to the other, from one thing. I think 2 weeks ago, we've been there on census. Census, then can divert me to LAJ. And before census, we need power that thing. You know, so do you feel that, I mean, this is a strategy to, with all of the things that really happen. So because sometimes we cannot even keep track. By the time we deal with this issue, with the raise your voice, another thing don't come, another thing don't come. You know, so do you feel that this is a total distraction from the real things that when they happen in a salon and the real things that were not good for people in a salon?
Definitely. Madabio and in Cabal, then feel say that then are political strategists. Then feel say they get strategy, you know. But the only strategy where they get like what you say, so this distraction. There's always something. I think one opposition leader been say every week there's something these people have to answer to, right? Mm-hmm. The other week it was worse. Okay. I was happy. See, me on activism, I've been, you know, this one woman. So I see on Twitter, the so-called, what's in them call themselves? Corruption. Mm-hmm. The head of corruption. He himself is so corrupt that in at the head of corruption, okay? He began to post videos of some young people then say they don't go commit fraud, malpractice, fraud, exam malpractice. You know, now I go there now I attack and say, look, first of all, them picking the yaso, when I don't fail them as a government, when I not give them what they need, then social right, the right way they get for let government provide education for them. When I know they provide this education for them. So they are seeking education by all means possible. Number one. Number two, you say you're not a lawyer. Okay, you say you're not a lawyer. Now you don't post this video here on Twitter when are worldwide, meaning you don't prosecute them, you don't sentence them. So the beginner, even they try in the video for say, not to examine when they take, you know, then they try for defend themselves, but then so-called squad or whatever they call them, then drown the picking them voices them. So nobody could hear what in the picking them they say in their own defense. So now I go, they say, shame on you. I say, first of all, when I don't fail them, now they go and disgrace them for say they don't commit malpractice. Right after that, I see it take down the video. So these little things help. We cannot let them go. Anytime I see Madabio, another time Madabio say, here in wife, they don't go Nakono, which is where I grew up too. You know, she and I, we grew up in the same area. He said they don't go, they don't eat. The people then they feast. Okay. He said the people then they feast outside and go celebrate Eid. Now I say, Mr. President, okay, it look like saying that 2 Sierra Leone we get. The fantasy land of Sierra Leone, we say you and your family there, and the real Sierra Leone. I say, when I don't finish, when I feasting now, when I fantasy land, do ya where you they drive back for go Freetown? Let you stop. Now the real Sierra Leone, let you see if they eat that day. Because we where they feed people in Sierra Leone, we know what went on that day. We know what we had to do for people to eat that day. You they feast, you they go put on a Twitter, say Sierra Leone, they are feasting. What is wrong with you? You know, so this is something, I mean, everything where they happen in Sierra Leone is reflection of who Mada Bio is and what kind of leader he is. He not care about the people, he not care about the suffering of the people. What he care about, now in whole cabal, now they go for directly, forget, for enrich themselves, you know, at the cost and the life of Sierra Leoneans. But we get for realize, say, Mada Bio and in Kaba, they are in transit, okay? They're not kind of for stay. Let God forbid, self, let them not take another 5 years. But if self then take 5 years, it not go beyond that. Unless he want for change the constitution, so he go stay until the end of his life. But if not to that, he and his cabal, they will be out. And then go left we were there on the ground, we were there, you know, on the ground, meaning we were care about people that were there on the ground. Now we get for continue, for remedy all the ills and what they do right now. So this is why the people should not be quiet. Okay, if you're not Sierra Leonean, you get anybody in Sierra Leone where you care about, where you they feed, or where you they even call and say how you they do, you need to speak up. You need to care, and we need to do something. What we can do is something that we can come up with, you know, as a collective. But
okay.
We cannot
thank you, Fatima. With all of the Zainab, with as we go to the tail end, with all of this thing when it happened, now the country, where the country so tense, people intense, police, civilian not trust police. I mean, the trust issue between the civilian and the police, it don't really go down. It's very low right now, and I mean, the prices of things, the gas that like lawyer Rashid say. Monday, they don't know what's ever happen again with the petrol price as well. And this money back we don't come. So there's so much confusion going on now the country. And when we get presidents where it is stay outside more pass it is pass out it is stay now in country. And at this point in time where the country is so tense with all of them voices there where they rage, you know, for against human rights abuse and the police brutality. And this issue what we deal with right now as a country, where don't turn international issue, we're an LG issue, and the president is nowhere to be seen. Do you think we have a president that cares about about the pains and the suffering or the concerns of people them? And you know, they at this point, for even come out and even address the people of Sierra Leone, like, I get it, I understand, I feel your pain, but look, this and this and this, and he's been so quiet.
Of course not, Racheal. The president's bank on, I don't know what he bank on anyway, because I don't even know what in feel say, now he go get for Guillaume the next election for let he become a president in Salon. I don't know what them people here can do, or what they rely on as leader, what Mada Bio rely on right now, when I give so much confidence, say, no need for even worry. Let just the laid back, living life, enjoying lifestyle, fly from one country to the other, abuse the people, them, not even talk to the people, them. When Mada Bio make time for talk to the people, and I for can lie for them. Where he can't lie, we say, he fly because he get for make salon name, he get for rebrand salon. You want change with name. So now I make it a fly because in go now that country, it meets APC, them get bill day, they're not even allowing for go inside where it come to in for can lie. Where it not come to it, just give it silence. In silence, it can be so deafening. Now the same thing will be the see. In the first 1, 2, 3 years, where it be there up until I think these 4 years where he decide for go na AYV and radio and talk to the salon people them. He either give it a deafening silence or he come in life and we if you not do that and they not they can do them to them they enjoying lifestyle because now right now salon people then they holler for petrol business, petrol not in the country, the petrol they go up. Not even then at the country, in they about out and about, they live in life, they enjoying lifestyle. So you don't get nothing for worry. The next thing when they come back now, Fatima Biogo can at TikTok, it dress up really nice in some kind of African way Fatima not be ever able for afford if you not ever be first lady where they thief salon money where you not ever able afford unless it thief salon money because we now all first lady self we not the thief. You know, they buy that kind, you know, able afford the kind of Africana the way they wear. You go na TikTok, he dance pawi, he pull tongue pawi, he curse we. Now, them thing they no more na go depend do. Now, the only thing that they do, they don't get respect for the people of Sierra Leone. But somehow, they so get confidence, say, then go win the next election and then go come back. Fatima Bio say, that same day, when they win 2023 now then go left the badat, then go left the selfishness, then go left the recklessness, now that's then go work for the people of Sierra Leone now. So now that we see now a pattern we see.
Okay.
A pattern of the recklessness.
Okay, make I just play this video now that you don't mention just remind Sierra Leoneans because we get into registration for meetup next year election. And yes. Fatima, after we add on, you said in Fatima.
When
talk about Fatima said not on doctor back or something. I what he was I want to put it.
Okay, Racheal, I will answer you.
Right, but I'll play this video. Then I will ask you, make we discuss that. Dr. Fatima. Let's play another Dr. Fatima new video where they talk about where we passed 2023, like what Zainab said.
Now we do. But then when we pass 2023 now, when we don't pass 2023, we now need to make sure say we do the right thing for the people of this country. Yes. We do what the people are asking us to do. Yes. We focus. We now live on with selfishness then. Then when they went there within the party where they feel say it only get for be them, we get for tell them say no, please. You enjoy your time.
You enjoy your time. But you don't enjoy 5 years. This next round they can now no work for the people there. So doc Fatima don't turn doctor, but you know Fatima don't turn doctor. So anyway, so you don't. This not the words of the first lady, and like I say, the words of the president matters. The words of the first lady matter. The words of any a government official do matters. So these are the words of the first lady, and we know say in flagship project where it move it go with the one-on-one na answer for girls. So how you think say you being also an advocate, you said don't deal with speaking them, you know, an advocate, you think say what will be the legacy of Fatima for making it able, like you say, we'll win the next one, we will left all with selfishness. What do you think so will remember of for this answer for girls?
Okay, let address the name first. Okay, Fatima Tajabi. Fatima, it take him a stage name where it be one be Nollywood actress. Now that's
okay, Fatima Tajabi.
A stage name. Okay, so I did as after my graduation.
Because we said they're on the stage.
After my graduation, after I don't go Gambia, now one minister call me auntie. I think this Fatima Yasa way then himself don't be doctor. We see he wear gown and then saying a doctor. You know, because of the lack of education at the country, this is what they are banking on. Earlier, you've been asked, waiting they give Mother Bio this confidence. It a bank on the fact say the majority of the youth. Okay, my dissertation was on the youth and higher education for the youth. Majority of the youth. They know they get chance for go post-secondary. Okay. Post-secondary, they not get a chance for go post-secondary. So the majority of the Sierra Leone population, they are uneducated or semi literate, okay? So anything where they want to tell them, then they tell them waiting them want, let them believe, and at that then they believe. So the legacy, I think, say me and you don't talk about this on the phone. Me and you get for talk deeper about this, because the first lady in actions then what they do, less Sierra Leoneans they know say it's affecting the women of Sierra Leone. Now that make I don't make a mission for make I expose the things that what they do, the lies and what they tell, and the ways and how it sets Sierra Leone up for not advancement for women, but backwardness for women. Because it is Sidona International Forum, it talk say, I am the only woman, I am the biggest voice, I am the highest voice. Why? Because they don't silence all the women in the country. Women, they know they talk. Where is 50-50? Yes. Everything where they happen. In fact, they talk say where you get that in Bogus press conference na Gambia. It said while incident at that press conference, if any girl is raped in Sierra Leone, she gets the call, she makes the arrangement. Where they ask her for let explain. Anyway, that's another program.
Yeah, we'll get about that.
Okay, now we can analyze what he is saying at that press conference. And what Sierra Leoneans they understand is Fatima Tajabi, aka Fatima Madabio, it set Sierra Leonean women back by 50 years because of what it do. Because it show the world, it show Sierra Leone already. This now a patriarchal system we'll get in Sierra Leone, right? This now system where it favor man them more. So woman that we don't struggle, we don't come to this point. In don't can I don't show say where you give woman power. Now so they abuse them. So that go make now Sierra Leone, they're not going to give woman power. Okay? So this is how she's setting us back by 50, 60 years. So Fatima Jabi is, Fatima Madabio, she can never be doctor. That degree where you go get, now pay that university, from we go prove on one day, but now pay that university for
we'll get for talk of that because
if you not say, if you go get ye dominion, you go get ye dominion, ye. Dr. Lahai go expose her. So what he go back Gambia, who say grow up, it go because now they get connection. So it go make them go get honorary, but it go still go and call himself doctor. But that doctor, they not valid. She cannot call herself doctor. If not that, Oprah Winfrey don't get 4 honorary or more degrees there. Nobody calls her doctor. This doctorate where I get 3 years of coursework. And first of all, 2 master's degrees, then 3 years of coursework. I get for take a comprehensive exam, which take me 6 weeks, and then I get for defend me proposal. I defend me proposal. I write me dissertation. I defend me dissertation. Now only yesterday, in the university, imagine I defend me dissertation in April. Me dissertation don't go through so much process. Finally, yesterday, the university send me email say I don't meet all the qualifications. Imagine that kind of process where I don't go through for 5 years. On top of that, mina a breadwinner for my family. Okay, I come on, I go to salon for go take care of my mama during the time where they do me dissertation. So you cannot just hop on a plane, chartered plane, where you don't thief money from the people there. You charter plane, you go buy an honorary degree, you come back on that charter plane, you walk out on red carpet and call yourself doctor. You are not Dr. Fatima. I am the Dr. Fatima. Now my small sister. But she's been misbehaving too badly, and she needs to calm down. It needs to take a chill pill.
You know, one thing where I just pick from with always you talk, just one thing where I pick where I'm like, when you say the first lady don't tell the world or don't tell Sierra Leoneans, like you say already we have a patriarchal system. Then now we have a first lady we don't come tell the man and say, when you give woman power, now so will they behave. And because of that, they will concern. Say, therefore, we can't get a presidency, we can't get a vice presidency, they will beat you. You know what I mean? So that's one I pick come up from what you they talk, and I get a deep thought. And I get a very deep thought. Because, like you say, instead of now women's advancement, now women backwardness because of the kind character them where you don't exhibit, forget about, I mean, when you're in a position, you have to be different. You are carrying a title and you therefore act within the confines of that title. So if you cannot, you go off. I mean, there's so many accusations of corruption over your aid, and the way where you address issue to Sierra Leoneans, the way you communicate to Sierra Leoneans, it's like not tease you, they can't tease we. It's like you can't provoke we. Anytime you open your mouth to talk to Sierra Leone, it's like you can't provoke we. And all of that attributed where you don't show when you are in position. And that is worrisome for women. And you don't say, now you're not the only voice of women in a salon because you don't succeed. Or the government don't succeed for muzzle the women's organization in a salon where they're not able to speak their truth or for able to speak truth to power. So when I don't muzzle them, that is why she is so bold to say, Namina, the only woman voice, na salon, where they rape Pekin today, where they call na Fatima. I watched that interview where it gets na Gambia, and I don't say we will have to go in depth of that, Dr. Fatima. We'll have to go in depth of that with other women. Then make we analyze them and look at some of the danger where the first lady don't lay for we moving forward. The danger where it don't lay for we moving forward. I really
Racheal,
appreciate
Racheal, sorry for interrupt you. I know saying that you're the host, but I want to take your position small because you know watch the interview. So it continue for tell salon people whenever they call up on them, what they can do. It tell the people
conference, not an interview, it's a press conference. We'll send it to you.
Conference. So it continue for say what he can do when they call up on him, what he can do because that small 5-year-old Pekin, now so they rape him. He can't make lie talk. Saying go take the case. Where if he this that, he go jump and sleep with people. From where he talk that statement, the way he set mouth. Take today nobody know ever hear he talk around that picking in where itself in business in that country day. So what he can do when they call him for when they rape woman, when they call him, what he say now he can do.
Look like the story of Sata Lamin. Yeah. Sata Lamin for be one big success story where the first for be not able for handle. That's
lie. You know, I go tell Una this. Waiting make people then they say, oh, anytime Mother Bio talk, instead of if then go open road, okay? Mother Bio go talk, not to Minister of Transport go talk. Oh, now First Lady go talk. You know why? Yes. Because she's an expert liar. Now, person where they lie, you know they look left, right, you know they look. But the minister, the lie where the ministers then they afraid for tell. Fatma Tajabi now they tell the lie. So now make them again the mic. And in let you know say all this butu the Mamina power, then they butu for him. Now because he married to Mother Bio, if not away married to Mother Bio, Sierra Leone man they know they bow down to woman. So it don't get this why I don't get and drunk. And she has, you know in left from in right. But it take advantage of the fact say, and now that make it be remind Mother Bio, but all waiting Mother Bio see how the prison, the one that we been orchestrated prison killings, okay? That woman will have been the chair of the women's leader. Okay? And that other guy, Lima, whatever. Mother Bio don't ever come say something to them. But when Fatmata Jabi or Fatima Bio, he go na Kailan, he go misbehave during the election because he wants he made this woman when they cook for him. Now then he want turn to the chair because that will make it go get control over the money because she's very, very focused on money. This girl was broke. She was broke in London. You know, we all broke, but she was broke. She was a hustler. Now you go meet this man here. We're not able to talk. Now he say me go be your mouthpiece. So that's the arrangement they have. So if you want to make that woman there the chair, now you make it go Kaila, go do what he go do. The only time when Mother Bio don't reprimand Fatmata Bio, now that time they tell and say, not also for go behave. You don't air out with dirty laundry in public. What if he can't answer them? Remember, I am still the first lady. What the heck does that mean? You can be replaced. Okay, I'm don't know who say you don't go put him, but it just takes him divorcing you, and you are not elected. Although it label himself as government official in Facebook, you are not government official. You can be replaced, you know. But it doesn't see himself saying president. Now that make it remind his husband.
I see one photo up. Then there's I would try for look for him. I think so. I don't know if it's Saudi or Dubai. When Mother Bio they sign, Uda Dede na Fatima. I've never seen that.
Yes, 9 day all sign. All sign 9.
I don't ever see
When I've been seeing the Dubai, when I've been seeing the Dubai Expo, when I've been seeing the Dubai Expo.
Also, no, me they talk, Doc, me they talk about the latest one where they knock Saudi Dubai, when Mother Bio they sign, God one know what they sign, because my son is signed for LSC, he say no. So we don't know what he signed. So the only person will be present na that signing ceremony was Fatima.
Yes.
So
yes.
I mean, this speaks volume.
It speaks volume, and the whole team.
So I'm telling you, Sierra Leonean men are taking note. Sierra Leonean men are taking note. This then go shove and we face one day. Then go shove and we face one day. Say na so na one do. Una get power na this una they do. Because minister not they talk anymore. Minister not get power.
No, but all jokes aside, Dr. Fatima, all jokes aside, now only a weak man, now they think that with it. Now only a weak man.
I know what politicians, what do you think they are?
Yes, they are weak men. That's only why they will go down. Yes, that part they for begin, they think, say, if a woman be empowered, he go tinap na me. Me man, he support me 100%. Education wise, employment.
You know what you want me to tell me? You say you go get PhD, you know go get husband. I say I know one husband, so that makes it even. You know that's fine because then they tell you if you get education as a woman, you know go get man, and that is thinking into the brain. Yes.
No, but there are men out there we go admire a woman like you. We go want to by their side.
But
you will be admired from afar, but they will not want to keep you.
No,
yes.
No.
The average girl, you don't know that. I get one girl who have been a sponsor from 10 years old. If they from 3 now, if I go from 4 so that it go take in what? 9 that they say don't get man for her. This now just before my mama died. Now my mama say, hey, this picking here, the me picking where they sponsor them, he say, you know, let any of them marry until they don't finish secondary school. Now he say, what in the 90%, what in their picking they go school for? He don't get man don't come up for around you. They can't tell me say school better. He take that picking they again to man. Okay, from 3. That's the end of our education. So it's still going on. And we were there on the ground. We were there work with the Pekina. We they try for erase this mentality for say you depend on a man. But Fatmata Jabi don't show say once you catch you they go fish. Once you don't catch one big fish, you don't make them. But how many they get mad bill? A womanize say not get for marijuana.
This I love
me boy Pikin must be the same age as LAJ. I love dreadlocks. I can't imagine anyone touching his dreadlocks. You know, even when he start for do at 16, mama they say, oh no, allow this Pikin like do this. Now me begin braid. I said 9 freedom for doing here. How you want for do them? And now you know the big man. He get the dread. Imagine. I can imagine how in family they feel right now, you know, and this way
and in mental health status right now.
Yes, you know, I mean, you know, what in them be one? This man here say, them cut the hair, one of in lies, and they cut the hair because they know one let strangle himself. Okay. You don't get a prisoner who is suicidal. The first thing you do, you call a medical professional. They can evaluate him. Make it tell you say this man is suicidal. And if we're not cutting here, it go strangle himself because you don't tell me say it go strangle himself. None of that. When I just catch the post,
there's so many leakages.
You know, what like that. I mean, it's like. How then that other video where you show how then they arrest woman then pull close pan and then they draw then you know I mean, this not part of we civil and political rights. That rights they not a government give you. Government not for taken from you. Your freedom, your dignity, and your right to justice. Government not to give you. Government not for taken. They not for touch you that way. They police not for touch you that way. They. Police not for touch you. Not get no right for touch you. Get right for arrest you if you do something wrong. But not get no right for touch your body. Your body, not your human rights. You know,
say a lot of people that you know, just for make the person feel good, LJ feels a little bit of get support. A lot of people and shave them.
Shave their head.
That was a good thing. But one way just freak me out and make her laugh. Hey, the meaning hey the police. And then police.
And justice for LJ. And they creep me here because they police them. Right now they expose fake degree. That they own me. This one I mean they do. Now cutlass now they go take for bad me. Cutlass. Who get country will not safe again. Police way for stand up for people them. Now then they hurt the people them. Which kind of rebel a bit that day?
Rebel president. We get rebel president, a rebel regime again. But Racheal and Zainab, the question is this. Okay, today, LJ, he get dreadlocks, they don't cut her. If somebody else will then go catch in the same thing, we're not a dreadlocks, what thing they get for cut? Yes? Now we body parts that they don't begin a cut so.
Yes. No, exactly. Exactly.
Away with this, with the give right to the police and the law, waiting then get away with it, they become law. This is what we have to understand. They become law.
Well, so using that we make with the talk.
Yeah, the other thing they get for cut away again. So this LJ na a representation of every Sierra Leonean. Any Sierra Leonean where you look LJ say, oh, becoming a fool, or becoming a rapper, or becoming in a dreadlocks, me not to dreadlocks. So this not to me business. You are mistaken. You are LJ. We are all LJ.
Yes, okay. I think so. That is why
we all right now, but this wire is being perpetrated on all Sierra Leoneans. Mother Bio don't declare war on Sierra Leoneans. We need to take it seriously. This is now war on the right of the people of Sierra Leone, and we need to take it seriously.
I agree totally. I agree with you.
Whilst we try for wrap up the program, I just want to raise this issue when people where they against LJ for personal reason, whether for political or any other reason, they say when LJ no more we focus on or people in focus on. They're not focused on the one way in LJ get the confrontation when the guy na the gas station. You know. So how why you think say people in the field so, or you think say people get right for feel that way and why they just focus on LJ and not the the person with them together confrontation?
No, well,
go ahead, Zainab.
Well, I don't think say people are not focused or people on sympathetic to this other gentleman na the filling station about anything way happen there. People they're not unsympathetic to that situation there because all man like the same thing all they talk say nobody no wants for be abused. Yes, LJ self no get right for abuse person if that is the case. But how we go to get to that point there for let we understand what actually happened at the filling station because there is no video where we don't see say LJ come out actually he get talks them then go then they abuse this person then thief and all and then say then fill them motorcar with 4,500 is it 4,500
450
no the fuel no the money where they thief they say 450 but they say no that day where Attila come na Shaba in show he say he get the score
I mean he not get
exactly 4 million yes 4,500,000 fuel. He said that the brother and call and tell and say them tip 4 million. That means say them be get more than like a couple of cars them for let them able to tip that kind of thing. So people they don't raise this issue. that kind thing they no go on at that filling station. We not see video. Like by now, people for don't film because they go don't feel one motorcar. The people and go they shout, say they don't beat we oh now they nip thief. Then go feel another motorcar, then go feel another. And for feel motorcar, we all get motorcar. Then we know say not until where you just go take a U-turn. Now a process where they go on. So whilst you they feel one motorcar, two motorcar, 3, 4, 5, people and go just most don't film down there. Whereby now we for the see on the social media, but there is no evidence for we able for make the judgment. So the only thing we go give you that judgment, then now where they give LA in there na the courts, and this person where they abuse and the whole staff or whosoever be there, the eyewitnesses then come, then give them testimony, then found that guilty, then he go face the consequences of the actions then. Now, so the team for go. This is what we are talking about. Nobody they say LJ innocent. In fact, we don't even know what it happened. As we they say, we not did it. We don't know what it
changing.
Yes. But until LJ go na court, he get in there, we hear all the evidences them. We not go able to talk for this person. We see a picture where somebody can hear well, but who knows? That picture, that person in that picture could be anybody. So we know the talk say LJ not abuse, he not thief, he not do something. But the police them, their actions them, not give we the time for let we able for reach day for let we pass judgment with the public pass judgment per LA. So now their actions the way they do make we so sympathetic towards LA because they abuse the human right. They abuse them totally where me no go want for the abused in that way. And I no go for as a matter of fact, I no go even want anybody for be abused in any way because people, we all know mortal man them. You know?
Right, okay.
Well, let's just add to what Zainab say. Okay, where will they grow up? I don't know if anyone from are in the situation where you go report you brother or your sister. Then your mama hold that brother there and beat him, but you not find out what you do, right? So in this case, this young man here will say LJ attack him. He's been protected by police. So now he don't get all the police protection. Now he don't get all the police protection because of him and all the one that we complain. LJ and all Ion people there, they are now police don't judge and sentence them already. Exactly. So how we go sympathize with somebody when he get all the protection? I'm not get for be politically correct in this. I'm not. I read that guy there in explanation. In fact, it incriminates the police in that explanation day.
Yes,
it incriminates the police. It shows you the corruption will lead to the arrest of LJ.
Right.
Okay. So it's not because we are not sympathetic. Me not go be an activist, a human rights activist. I go say if LJ go abuse somebody, me go support her on that. No. But this person don't get all the protection. So the protection where they all two forget, if two people they get problem, they all two forget protection until
okay, so
he don't get all the protection.
Yeah.
So why can't we the people support the one where he don't get protection? So that's
Thanks for that clarity. You know, I really appreciate that clarity coming from, you know, a woman's perspective, because people them wait they against this or wait there for the police action, wait there for the victim or wait there for the police action. We're glad for waiting the police them do. We support waiting the police them do and justify waiting police them do say we not just care but the other person. And I'm so happy that when I get a different views and I wanna see the other person where LJ get the issue with. I wanna see the reaction from the police where they don't already protect the victim, so-called victim. They don't protect them. He gets protection so already. Much. Then the other person, he don't get protection. So the only thing that the people never for stand for no more because the police they don't get protection. They don't judge them. You know, so the police they don't judge them. That means they don't judge them. So what's happening? That the people that they come, that they step in for them. So these are the difference where people they don't understand or I can always say the people that they talk so they understand very well.
They understand, yes.
They understand very well.
Now we can people
to manipulate the issues and make out enough for B, and that is wrong. And I say again, this seed where with a sow na salon, what would they plant so inside salon? This seed in order for born good pikin. This seed of revenge, this seed of hate, This seed of do me, I do you, this seed of an eye for an eye, it not get for born good picking. So I am afraid and I am worried and I am concerned. So
SOP or SOB as the unity person column. So if the next regime can then say for SOB, SOP. So this now
that's what I'm saying. We don't want but I'm just saying that the seed where they not begin plants. You know, therefore go fight. Therefore go fight.
It's wrong.
So,
it is wrong.
Let's all everybody, we just let them just be careful. So as with the wrap up, registration is getting closer. But before we talk about the registration and wrap up on the registration, here is my own question between you and with you and Zainab. With all of this height of human rights violation and police brutality, would that forbear the greatest responsibility? Who for own up to all of this mess and this height of level of human rights abuse and police brutality, where even in the international map, the peace index with Salon Mide, we don't drop down 4 places. Who is responsible?
I go say the people, okay, but I go say that cautiously. We na United States, okay. If something happen na my jurisdiction, I go call congressman, I go call senator. The whole lot. The line they open, but where are the parliamentarians in Sierra Leone? Would I go call them, and what can they do? So the people, number one, me feel say the people are responsible, because now the people then go take the case, take the case to the parliamentarians, and then take them down the road from there to human rights and all of that. But the people have to take responsibility, because at the end of the day, now the people get for suffer. At the end of the day, like you said, the bad seed the way then they plant, the picking the way then seed then they get for born, the bad fruit then the bitter fruit then now the people then get for eat them. So the people then foresee this as a responsibility. This is not privilege. We are not in a country of privilege. We were then a United States, we enjoy the privilege of voting Jesse Jackson, Reverend Wakey, always there in front of the civil rights movement. Would I there in front of this movement in Sierra Leone? Who is in charge, or who is the agency where it is stand up when something like this happen? And this is what we are lacking.
We have a Human Rights Commission.
Human Rights Commission is now then they control them.
So this is the one. So you already don't answer. You already don't clearly tell me, say the system is broken.
Yeah.
And the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive, all is being controlled by one person. So because of that, the system is broken. That is why I'm saying these people are being controlled. I make her ask the question: who is to blame? Who is to blame, Zainab?
Well, Madam is to blame.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. It is a tough one. Just in the because you go and put the blame, like where Dr. Fatima said, to the people, because if the people understand, say power belongs to us, then they will be bold enough for take the power na the hand, the control of the power na the hand, and let them politician here know say, now we put you usa you day, you are working for us, so you get for do. But are the people they don't, I think, our politicians are very wicked people. Now, very wicked politicians.
How many of Sierra Leoneans know their rights? So these are the things. I mean, we need civic education. How many of us know our rights?
Yes.
This is where
we dedicate some time to that. We need that. We need.
This is where we come in.
Yes.
Let God bless we all. God give you all long life and well body. Whenever this mess within our country presently go come out in that country there, some of us for take them upon we say for go down to that place there and fix the system. Whenever we change this government, we pull them out. Some of us for take it upon ourselves, go back home and fix our country and try not to forgo kapu power. No, but for go live with the people them and try for embolden the people and try for empower the people them and teach them, say, this is what you have to do as a people. Because there are politicians there, they're so wicked. The thing what they do is they use abuse over the years, ever since we gained independence. They used abuse to control the people of Sierra Leone and put them in a situation, in a condition, let the people and feel say, now only this abuse now ain't good enough for them. Now this the people in Sabi. So the people them, therefore sit down there, then they collect the politicians whilst they are up there, collect them and then picking them and then families them, then they live a luxurious life on the wealth of the people. Then they go out there, then take debts, then put another country, whilst then they enrich themselves, whilst the people then sit down and they struggle. And they make sure, say, the people them take and understand, say, this is how we are supposed to live. This is the criminality where they do now the people. It's a mind change. Now it's alone people they need. So as soon as now this are the reason we make the one shots of weed down out here. Because they know now that we have understood that this is a mind controlling thing where they don't it puts inside. If you wish to be in a salon, now the same way we they think, like how them people and they think so. We they sit down there
because when you go to this part of the country, in fact, well, you're not picking for more you 5 years and they begin telling you right.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that is what we don't have in Sierra Leone. And now we don't know this part of the world, we don't get to eyes them open. So, like you said, this is our responsibility in any platform where you get or where you self create for ensure, say, we educate with people them. Because let me say, knowledge is power.
It is power.
They are powerless because they are knowledgeless.
So and they want to keep it that way. Politicians want to keep it that way. Now, but keep the people uneducated and keep the people divided. We are divided along so many artificial lines.
Yes, and they enjoy it.
Yes, come together to raise our voice against something.
That is why they don't want to fix the system. Because they enjoy what's in the happen. So there's so much division with the industries. Them, you know, like you say, entertainment industry, so much division because what you do when they're ready for campaign, they go pick their own, they use them.
Yes.
When they don't, but the way they don't think of the people, then they use for buying.
They enjoy these things. So it is our responsibility.
This is what we have to fix.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Because this we get for a country where a country not a people of a country not get that knowledge, there's nothing they can do.
There's nothing, they're powerless.
Let me tell you, even if now Obama come and be president, my dear, we will still our mindset
now the same thing
will still be the way it is. Because we are powerless because we don't have the knowledge. When South African beginning, Mandela then stood up for freedom because then we don't get the knowledge. They don't,
so not to anybody outside there for can't give you. Not to anybody. Now we self
now we get for do them.
So a 2-year-old in America, a 2-year-old I then a supermarket. Now in my master, if you not sit down, he say I go smack you. Now he say it's against the wall. It's against the wall. It's against the law. But in 2-year language, it's against the wall. Everybody laugh.
This is
2-year-old in America, not in rights.
My dear sisters. So as we doing this is what we should be preaching to the people in Asalo. Now this is not the message. The people that we have to empower the people of Sierra Leone. We have to embolden them. We have to make them. Yes, let them know say there is no need when you afraid somebody. When you afraid somebody so much, that person you go just kill you at the end of the day. So either you take them on. You pull the fear away, you go see say anybody when a bully, a very weak somebody, and we politicians and they are bullies. They're bullying our people in Sierra Leone. They're not pure bullies. All of them are not the
people. Weak in mind, weak everywhere else. They are weak people.
All right, okay. So we're getting close now. As election registration they come and looking at all waiting with the RISO with the CISO. Fatima, I go with you, Doc. What do you want to tell the women them, especially because why our focus is on the women and the young people, and because women they make up 51 or 52% of the population. That's alone. And from the trend where we be the look at from all these elections, the way they come, where they don't come and go, women's participation is very low when it comes to participating in the political process inside Sierra Leone. Are you want for encourage and embolden the women of Sierra Leone as we are getting to September for register?
I think it's what they call apathy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Women, they not feel say they are worth, for say that their votes are valued. They not believe say they vote valued. I get that argument with my niece. They say, me, I know they go self me, I know they register self me. I said, no. I don't ever want for you read that from you. I said, you have to register and you get for encourage your sisters and for register. I said, because now that registration where they register, now ain't go give you that right for go vote. That you vote, then I ain't get for decide. Now who that get for come in power, where go give you light, where go give you this and that. I said, so if you not vote, then you not go complain when somebody come, it not do the right thing. At least when you vote, we been vote, we not been vote for Trump. Everything we been they do, we can always say, I not been vote for her. I voted for the other guy because I did not want him. Okay. Yeah. And then the next time we go in droves and we go vote for the other person. So now this education we get for tell people then say they matter. Women not feel say, as I say earlier, in a patriarchal system, then they make women they feel like they're not valued. I mean, a man then they vote. Even when you go work and go at for the grass program. If they call meeting, now so man in the car, I say, no, I can't a grass program account with. Where are the women? Then go sit down at the back. No, you come, you man, then when I go sit down, let listen to we. So everything where they happen at the community, from the family to the community to the next level, now man then they in charge. So woman then they feel for say they're not worthy, they're not valued. So now that make me girls program. The mantra where I give them is this: I am a diamond's girl, precious and worthy. You are worthy of attention. You are worthy of registering to vote. You are worthy of everything where the country go provide for you for let you become a self-sufficient woman. So now this woman they need for say they are worthy. Women are worthy in Sierra Leone. Without women and the youth, no politician no go win. When I start for wear them t-shirts them. Let them wear their own t-shirt. Let them pick in and wear them t-shirts then. Then they can't give somebody tell me say, oh, we don't form a youth group for support Mother Bill. When Mother Bill don't care, what it don't do for you? Whose institution they don't put in place? Waiting from the point where Mother Bill meets you from 4 years ago. Who said you don't go? Nowhere. So why are you going to give him? Let him be the one who is going to be nervous about you not voting for him.
Exactly.
Let him be the one who is nervous. So the woman then will go register in droves and then for show up and vote. And me go tell the woman they vote for.
I know, because I watch one reverend pastor woman, in Nigeria, where they telling congregation say, I mean, if you not say you not like your situation, you gotta vote, and they take a vote west up at one person. That was so inspiring. But we'll get there. We'll have a discussion and entirely for that. Next time we'll agree on the time. Hopefully next week, Doc and Zainab. So Zainab, what do you say for tell the woman in Sierra Leone when September reach registration time? What do you get for tell them?
Salon woman them. Me, I never already me song whether na jingle, whether na song you get for be, but by God in power, Racheal, I don't tell you. Then woman, then we go get them all out now, then corners them with whatever cajoling, song, whatever we get for do, we go do them. For pull them all out. Let them go register in numbers and let them go vote. And we go make them understand, say, they are powerful, they are strong, and now then not them, they decide on who the next president is, na Sierra Leone. Like where we don't talk about this program, the woman them and the youth them, we go make them understand, say, that how they call them, that attire base way, all the time, where president, where you ask them, what you don't do for the youth them? You say, I don't build a car wash for them. I don't, then attire base, then a car wash. Not to the end that them belong at all. Them belong na the same place where every president in Peking belong. So we woman them, we will make them understand that, say them get the power, and we go empower them and embolden them in such a way that after this election, no more woman they not go struggle in a salon, because woman they go know say power belongs to them. And then they make the decision. Then go be submissive to their husbands. Look here, we are all married women. Well, maybe most of us are married women. Them we be submissive to we husbands. Them we they respect them. We obey them because now the laws of God. But we husband and they abuse we. We not go sit down for them man they abuse we. No, that is not what marriage is about. So woman them for be powerful in such a way that they know say power belongs to them, and then go come out and register in numbers, and then go vote next year by God in power.
All right, I just want to add my own voice to that one day. And because of that, you know, we organization, Women's Leadership Advancement for Democracy Sierra Leone, we in the USA chapter, we get an inaugural fundraising dinner and dance Saturday, July 16. Saturday, July 16, we get a dinner and dance and the fundraising. And what the fundraising, just as when they talk, so just remind me, Nameka just bring and come up. The fundraising where we want for raise, you know, in America, now for go help with women in a salon. The one that we're not able for waka from Yato Yanda. We want for go pull them a door, want for drive them, firm vehicles for them, for go to the registration center them, for make them able for go register. Now make could they raise this fund for make them able for go register. Would they pull them? Now then community woman then they want the way they go sell, they want the way they well, especially the old mommy then. You know, we want for bring them out, put in a van, put in a bus, carry them go for go register. Now the nearest place, who side them get for sleep that day for voting. Now they would carry them go for go register and bring them back. So all of their undertakings today, now that's we want for do come September. That is why we are organizing this inaugural fundraising dinner and dance, and we encourage una all within America, especially in the DMV, for make una throw una support and una go see. We don't do things them, but una go see within we self they do and una follow up with activities them where we they do. That's why we are raising this fund. So I just want to bring and come to people them, especially with American people them, for make them go throw their support in this venture where we want to do. For ensure say this time around, women then for take leadership position, women then for they now the aim of affairs, women then for make the able for make their own decisions for themselves. This time around, we need to go clap, we need to go dance, we need to tie a short B, we need to wear t-shirts, we need to wear cap. Who said that they will let them go nominate we, let them vote for we. And we also want for knowing the app in Kojuna, the police station there. So all of them things are so now that we want for Cisse, Salo Umandem, be bold enough, be brave enough for do this time around where registration election they come. I see Dr. Fatima, they smile because I'm not saying again for joining me because it's a very strong and powerful voice with talking Umane na salon. So as we wrap up now, I want to tell you thank you. We don't almost take a whole 2 hours in this very interesting discussion. I must say, very interesting, very educative, and you know, and we are here for just we just give with salon people a hope with all what they say so, give them hope and also embolden them and also empower them for making them begin for know their rights. Who side their rights they stop? Who side their rights start? Who side stop? Who side their responsibility start? Who side is stop? You know, because we self, like you say, we self need for stand up, for curtail this level of police brutality, for curtail this level of human rights abuse in our country. So, Fatima, last word there you can say tata to family.
Well, I guess the last word go be for, you know, let women they're ready for that registration day, and let them know for say them vote go count, and let no intimidation not stop them, because now as things they happen as alone now the only thing we left where you get that right they not go take them from you. So now for exercise that right there so that you know you go able for put somebody in place where you go care about women then issues them. You know, we're not. So we get for we as me, you, Zainab, and everybody else we're involved in this. I think say before that time they come, we get for really put some time into the education side. We need to enlighten. We need to educate the people then on their civil and political rights. The social rights, the civil and political rights, now they call the negative rights, which means governments not for interfere with them. The social, cultural, and economic rights, then say the government for give you so. Well, now left down they give them. If they want give, we let them give we. But the one way they say let them not for interfere with, we need for educate with people then on that. Let them know what the government not for interfere with.
All right, Zainab, your word for today.
Beyond departing word go be power belongs to the people. Sierra Leonean people, Sierra Leonean women, una take the power now in a hand. Una take the power now in a hand. Go out where registration term reach, register, go exercise your right for votes, and decide on who that you they put na that most powerful seat. And we demand we leaders them for let them work for we. It's high time we begin for demand from we leaders then say, I employ you, we the people employ you, so you have to work for us. Not to the other way around, say we for Sidon, they call you and your family, whilst you they abuse we. So that mentality they for change, salon people and me for change. Bata. Nobody not for abuse you. Because now your mama, now your papa, or na leader, or na chief, or na this, or na that. No, not to abuse. You they train picking up, you they talk to person without the abuse. That's they be done. It they be done, and that person they go grow up for be a good citizen, for be a civilized citizen. The abuse now make we feel animals, so if you don't know. Because we Africans say the way they do things now fet push, we quick for touch person. Some wet person, they even touch person. They touch because say touching is invading the person in privacy. You they give the person in space. But we African there, as we meet up now for touch, grip, push, pull. Now that they sabi because of the abuse. So that mentality, the law start for the share them away. Nobody not for abuse you. Your body is your body. Respect yourself.
All right, thank you so much, Zainab. I want to tell you thank you, Dr. Fatima, and we'll get for the Asoba. Hopefully next week we'll talk about that depending on the schedule. And thank you so much, Zainab, as always, coming here to my program. Doc, we personally I enjoyed the program with you guys. It was a very smooth discussion and very educative to we all. So Udage is making yeri. Now that's making say make it and make it take in good faith. We just the bring can to the people and the things them we know say the people and for no. And the things that we know say the people and for do when are the right things then. So thank you very much. Until next week, I want to tell me viewers then thank you. The one that we don't stay with me up to this hand. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for always coming and participating on the program. Till next week, keep telling it to Racheal.
Thank you, ladies. I really enjoy the program, and by God in grace,
enjoy Suvula as well.
Second-hand things or new things that people must have stolen from people, and we don't qualify them to be legal by even allowing them to have executive, because people stealing people property, people that when they buy them, then they sell them back to people them. Then we don't say this now people them.
He was just like laughing, talking, but what may have prompted the leader to pass on such security order?
Yeah, well, probably he's suspecting the behavior, the temperament, as election is going, is rising, like the sound is rising, temperament, people want to manifest rudeness.
So some people are left for manifest rudeness because the temperament, I mean, they're a doctor now, so we are telling a temperament. It's like
exactly. Something more pleasant, Racheal. Something more pleasant. You guys, it's hard to explain him.
People are all for manifest goodness. Some people are left for manifest goodness. So that makes you like for any temperament will come up. Because you smelt it, I smell it.
The police they smell equally like you when they don't fire. You say no smeller. Eh? You smile it.
No, no,
I
no,
smelled it.
Ah, it's a Calabula.
Tell no day. God help us.
Doc, you smelt
God,
it.
God save the country.
Okay, Doc, you smelt it. Zanab, I smelt it too.
I smelt it too.
That was interesting.
You people have a good evening.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. God helps really.